and he was famous for being one of the first companions to die. But everybody hates Adric. So on Mad Men with the Box tonight, we're going to be pitching our stories on how we would kill Adric.
Nice. Speaking of people you hate, did you see what Simu Liu did?
Oh dear Lord! You know
I don't
what?
want to talk about Boba King. Okay,
that was the other thing we were watching. Hello to Michael Taylor. We're waiting to get an actual audience. I'm wondering, is Friday the 13th a line drawn in the sand? We're not doing those covers. Everybody's running away. I saw that, and my first thought, man, you could tell that they were like leftists and such, trying to sell the boba tea and all that. My thinking would be, one, no such thing as cultural appropriation. People have been trading since the beginning of time. Two, what a dumbass thing for an Asian man in an American tailor-made suit to say.
Speaking
if you're not
English,
wearing one of those silly little hats and freaking silk pajamas, you ain't doing this the Asian thing.
Yeah, he's appropriated the wardrobe, the language.
And yeah, I was about to say, and if you haven't noticed, Mr. Asian man, you're speaking English.
Yeah,
what a hunk of shit all that is.
I hope it doesn't make me a birthday party clown, but I really hate that guy. And I think he's got the most punchable face. I think I said it just.
But it started with us. It started with the whole I reject the Shang-Chi from the 70s. Fuck you, you get a job. People know your name because of the people in the 70s who wrote and made the freaking Shang-Chi comic book. So, I mean, it just, you know what, freaking ungrateful bastard.
And I feel bad for Pixel because he idolized the man.
But the man or the book?
The book.
Did I say the man?
Listen, Shang-Chi is Master of Kung Fu is one of the best comic book series that I've had the pleasure of going through. A Governor of Kung Fu is one of the best.
And it's Shang-Chi.
Fuck you.
Wow, that's a big finger.
Damn, yeah. I would read those damn letters at the end. The writer said Shang. But
Simu said
Shang.
I don't care what Simu says.
He rules the world. Sorry, Sid Vicious.
Shang's a fool. The movie version, not the comic book version, obviously. Yeah.
Oh, look, look at the chat fill up.
I know, right? Because they want to chime in on how stupid Simu Liu is.
You have this epic kung fu series that transforms into a spy thriller. It's astounding. They could absolutely make a movie off of it. And what do they do? They screw it up on levels that are just unprecedented. Why would you do this? Why would you go ahead and make it from, it's not Kunlun. It's basically Kunlungo. It's ridiculous. Oh, the 10 rings. He's the Mandarin, but we won't call him the Mandarin. We don't want to do that.
Right.
What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? That's what I want to say.
Tell me, son.
Those producers.
How long have you been bottling these feelings?
I have this outburst like every 3-6 months.
Is it cathartic?
Like very, very. You don't understand how frustrating it can be.
Right.
Well, you can, but still.
Okay, so hey guys, how's it going? 13 people. Time to talk about some Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I had this idea when I was sitting here and I'm thinking of Halloween ideas. A lot of them I didn't do votes. I was just like, let me throw it out there because these are interesting. I thought about doing Michael Myers, Chucky, and Jason and Freddy. And it turns out that Freddy and Chucky have some really shitty covers. So I thought, okay, it's just going to be Jason and Michael Myers. Michael Myers will be next week, closer to Halloween. So I thought, okay, let's do some Jason covers. And I collected them all, threw them in. But when I'm setting up the show is when I really look at them. And I hope I put them in some good order here where you got the best at the end. To me, it's the best. But I did start off with what I think is an interesting one. So hopefully you guys will too. These are, of course, comic books that range from the first appearance. I forget what company it was. There was a There was one that came out in the 2000s. That's where we're getting most of them, which tried to be really gross. I remember it being really gross, with the gore and everything. And then when I'm looking at the covers, I'm like, wow, these are kind of tame. So I don't know. I'm hoping you guys respond well. That being said, let's get this party started.
My other observation for the evening so far.
Oh, go on ahead. And I just realized I have to write the numbers down. So I have to make a page. So by all means, make it political or whatever.
No. I said, you notice how it's like 10:33 and there's nobody in the chat because they know not to show up till about 10:40 now.
Maybe that's it. I've trained everybody. We're going to be late, right?
Yes.
Actually, this is the perfect time for me to go grab a Baja Blast. I'll be right back.
Are you sure you need any more caffeine?
I know, right?
I do, sir.
Okay, now some of you guys
in about 50 minutes.
Some of you guys may be new, and you're wondering, so what are the rules on all of this? So let me be clear. One time when I was young, I saw a squirrel running up a tree, and I thought, wow, that's kind of cool. Squirrels kind of look cute when they're running up a tree, but then all of a sudden it attracted the attention of another squirrel, and it came running down the tree. And I was like, wow, that is really awesome. I think I'm going to look at comic book covers.
Because the squirrel was now unburdened by what had been.
Yes. Well, let me be clear. That.
All this time I thought Baja Blast was, it's I didn't know it was a Mountain Dew flavor.
Yeah.
I thought it was some kind of like its own entity.
So this is no. This is
it wasn't until
Bell.
recently. It wasn't until recently I found out it was Donald Trump that made the squirrel run up the tree.
Mm.
Yes.
Fucking Trump.
But anyway,
yeah.
Baja Blast, which I swear by. It's a Taco Bell exclusive, except for this year because Baja Blast has existed for 20 years. So all of this year, you are going to be able to access Baja Blast in cans.
That means next year. Stock up.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
If I'll tell you what, stock up, you will be without it. And can you imagine?
Right now, there are people doing that already. So they, after it's all said and done, they can sell it on Amazon for $20 a case.
I know, and I'll have to buy it on Amazon most likely because I'll run out.
I've got 10 cases. We'll see you.
Send them.
Okay. Baja blasting kidney stones, man. I'll tell you, what sucks? Salt pills. Alrighty. So, anywho, let's get this thing going. Eric, you're in first, I guess. So,
no. Actually, I think it was me first, but that's fine.
Did you drop out and bump back in?
Go ahead.
No, I did.
Oh, it's fine.
Go ahead, young man. You
leave. No. Age before beauty.
Wow, this is awesome, Caro. No.
Yes. All righty. Hopefully, I am so just like, this is going to be the one where everybody's like, these suck. We
thought that with Atlas, and we were pleasantly surprised.
That's true. Atlas, we were pleasantly surprised. I thought this one, by the way, was an interesting little intro. Go for one. Here we go. All righty. So let's get this. Jay says 10. All right, and here we go. All right, you start us off, Pixel.
Okay, let's see. Okay. What year did this come out?
Does that have anything to do with the picture?
It has a little bit to do with it.
Oh goodness, I've got to do research here. All right. Friday the 13th.
So I'm seeing Jason there. You see a couple of the bodies, but it's like cutting out so much. If I open this cover, do I get the full picture behind it?
I assume.
Maybe. Okay, so as it stands right now, it's not very good. I'm going to go 5. It's a meh.
I don't know what this thing came out. All right, and RDV is in the house.
He's in the house.
Which one is
He's
this?
in your walls.
All righty, this is the first one we're doing. All righty, Eric, what says you?
Oh, yikes.
Wait, Pixel with the cover or Pixel's shirt?
Oh.
No way, my shirt.
Oh, this has problems. Oh,
Which one? Tell me. I need to know.
Oh, the shirt.
Okay.
It's Halloween-y, okay?
No, it's shirt worn by.
Are you David S. Pumpkins?
You get these two. How about that?
Wait, who got this? Me or Venkman?
Both.
It's you.
Oh.
One for each hand.
Yeah, I made the picture a little larger, and I saw that there was actually people in the numbers there.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's enough to bump it to a 7 for me.
A 7, okay. And what was it you gave it, Pixel?
5.
5. And RDV, what do you say?
I got compliments on this shirt all day today.
Is that a Mickey Mouse Halloween shirt?
So
I didn't know you volunteered at the home.
I was gonna say, was it all the women being extra nice? You're like, oh, we like your shirt. That's really cool.
And they pinched his cheek.
Yeah.
Not just women.
Well, guys reach your cheek too. That's kind of weird.
Thank you.
Well, it wasn't a face you're pinching.
No judgment.
If you like guys picking your cheeks, I've got a job for you.
You get back under the bridge, old man.
Make sure you scrub that hubcap nice and deep, boy.
I'm going to give you a hubcap. Okay.
What do you say about this one?
I like everything but the 13. The 13 should have been a blank, like nothing, no picture in it whatsoever. Because honestly, if you wanted to do this, then I would say do what DC's been doing with the DC and all the other planets, DC Red Vampires. They have a cover over and it has a cutout, and then you open up. That's the larger picture on the inside. But as it like this, it's too cartoony with that art on the 13. I would rather just the cover just be more serious, you know. Mm-hmm. But so I'm gonna go 6 with this.
All righty, and I guess we got a 5, 6, a 7, and an 8. I do like the simplicity of the cover. I see what you're saying. This is a die cut, by the way. So when you do open it,
is it okay? Okay. Well, then I'll go up to 7. Because if it wasn't a die cut, if it was just a normal cover, that I'd be like, what the heck are you going for, IDW?
I can see.
I'll go to 6.
I can see what you're saying though, because you do. I like the simplicity of this. I mean, and it just tells the story. It's got a good image. The Friday the 13th logo, it has always been one of my favorite movie logos.
Yeah,
with the way it's written and everything, it almost looks like it's written on wood. So yeah, I've enjoyed that, and this is so anywho, but I do know sometimes I like comic book covers, other people don't as well, and we'll go to Cheapo Comics to prove that, as he says 4.
I know.
Glenzer says 5, and Dark Admiral says 7. And we've got a let's see, True Michael almost didn't show. Let's see, what are we doing? It's going to be hard to top last night. Okay.
I hope he doesn't have a bone to pick with us tonight, Pixel.
Joe says 6. It's basic. And then we have a 5 from Jackson and a 5 from Boom. And it was my go-to. I was so happy when it returned, then disappointed when it was no longer being. What are we talking about? Friday 13th, number 1. Interesting design with faces in the 13. Blood spatter, simple, effective. Sells book, possibly a score, a bloodbath 7. All righty. And Glimzer, this cover would be reviled by Zach because there's too much. I see. Michael Taylor says, I agree with Pixel. Give it a 5. Already. I did not know that they made a comic about Friday 13th. It seems that it would get old pretty quick. It's a 5. Well, it depends on how you handle the character.
Well, one slick dude, I will not skip you at all. Let's see. How far are you up at the top here? You had a 5 meh. Okay, and then you said that, let's see here. Pixel stole that shirt from Pat Boone. The scary part is if you're wearing that and you don't live in Florida.
Listen,
because it's like you're getting ready for the old man.
You know what? I don't have to.
Well, no, because
go ahead and live in Tennessee. If I want to live in Tennessee and wear this when it's on one of the hotter days,
and you're looking weird, I say if you're in Hawaii, a tropical area, wearing in Florida, you can get away wearing the palm trees and all that stuff like Magnum PI. But like, if you're not in the East, California, Hawaii, or Florida, and you're in the middle of Nebraska, wearing that, you're gonna get beat up.
That's not true. I wear my loud ass Hawaiian shirts in Disney everywhere. That nobody says anything about. Oh, I like your shirt.
Nowadays, you still wear them here?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I just look nice in the shirt. Okay, I get compliments.
Did your head?
I come here and I get insulted.
Ethereal said 5. Undead Quinn said 5. I didn't know it was die cut. Raised to a 6. Skipped again says 1 slick. Not until we move on. What did I miss? 1
you got a 5.
5 Matt. I thought I read that.
Yeah, I thought you did. Maybe it cut out or something. I don't know.
It could be. Let's see. And then 5. I'll put it down though. I'll make sure we got a 5 Meh. Okay, and then we get the stop, but no warning this time. Just gone. Yeah, I know, right? I was in the middle of saying something. Don't ask me what. I already forgot. Okay.
I'm sure it's something very important that we didn't need to hear.
Absolutely. Okay, so
also let's see how this goes. His head goes side to side like a Jersey girl. I noticed that.
Who?
Pixel. When he gets angry, he starts yelling at us. His head cocks side to side like a Jersey. Exactly like that.
I really like my shirt.
Oh no, you didn't.
It's a good shirt.
Or like a cat watching tennis.
Alrighty. Let's see. This one had 1-4 taking out that 1-8. Damn, this one sucks. 4 7s battling the 7 5s and losing, but there are 3. Man, this is a 5. Let's see if we do it the other way. Let's see. 1-4 taking out 1-8, and then 7 5s taking out all 4 7s and all 3 6s. This is a 5. We're starting off cooking, kids. Alrighty. Here we go. Let's see. Eric, you want to get the next one? Here you go. This is Friday the 13th. How I spent my summer vacation. This is number 2 of 2.
Okay. By the way, Pixel, are you going to be on camera tonight?
Probably.
You might want to wash your chin.
Yeah, it does look like.
It's
Were you fixing the car? Did your chin bump up against something?
You know, I do own a car.
You know what it probably had? He was probably eating a candy bar.
Were you being a sniper at some sort of woods fort play or something?
I didn't shave today. I'm sorry.
Or yesterday.
Why are you doing the hand gestures like you're like in a Broadway show?
No, he's doing his hand gestures like David Pumpkin.
This might be my only chance tonight.
Okay.
This is a legitimately good cover. I'm going to give this a 10.
All righty. Yeah, I got to say, as I was going through, I wasn't incredibly impressed with the covers, but yeah. All righty, Pixel, what do you say?
I think that this is the only problem is this angle, this perspective makes Jason look England teen sized. So I'm gonna go 9 just because
England teen is massive. You know that. Anyway, no, he isn't. All right. What's your score?
A 9.
9. All righty, RDV, what do you say?
I was laughing at this because at first I thought he was standing in the rain looking depressed and sad.
We actually do have a rain cover, but yeah.
It was because all I wanted was a single tear going down from where his eye socket was there in a little tire. He's like, oh my! Then it'd be like Archie 1941, where everyone cries. They shed that single tear.
So what do you say?
Man, it is an interesting cover because it has the spiders dropping down. And he's just kind of looking up, and he's just like, shit, I fell in another hole. Slick Being Immortal. I'm gonna go 9 with this. Not exactly a 10. My standard tier is 10, but it is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you guys. I think this is the colors are on point. That's what really impresses me about it. I mean, the spiders look good. Jason looks good on this one. Yeah, let's see what the crowd says here. Ethereal says 8, Glinzer says 7, and Michael Taylor says 9. So we have ourselves a 7, an 8, and a 9. And then we've got, let's see, another 7 from Joe, another 8 from Dark Admiral, and another 9 from Ba 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 Boom. Okay. And then Undead Quinn says 9. Henry says proportions are bad. Give it a 6. Hey, lighten up on Pixel. It took him 3 months to grow that beard. One slick dude. And then he gives this an 8.
All right. Actually, no, it took him 5 seconds. He just glued it on.
9, 6, and 8. Let's see now. Black Spider says 8. That's what I thought. Jason is all of 4'9". Alrighty, and then a beard takes me a month, says Undead Quinn. You don't want Jason looking at you. And Maranya says Friday 13th, number 2, great rendering. Jason versus spiders. Monochromatic colors evoke a eerie mood. Score a vacation 10. And we have Jackson saying 7. All
just
right.
Cute song. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain coming down?
Yeah.
I want to know.
All righty. And this time around, we've got 1 6 working on those 2 10s, the 3 7s, take out the rest of one of the 5 9s, and there's 6 9s, and there's 4 8s. And that leaves 1 9. Thank you. Yes, math. Math be hard for me. Okay, here we go.
I add all the squares together and whatever the number is, and that's what we put it into.
All right. Let's all righty. So next up is RDV, and you get number 3, which is Friday the 13th, issue number 1, or it's Friday 13th special, which was something that came before the series. Boom. There you go.
There can only be one.
Told you we had a rain.
Is this the Highlander cover? There can only be one.
There can only be
one. Jason looks very like he's just Gomer Pyle-ish in this. He's very kind of stocky, kind of short, and he's just kind of looking at you and just like, I seen your boy wandering on my lawn. I'm going 10. I like this.
All right.
I love the rain.
How about you, Eric?
I think I'm gonna go 8.
Okay. And Pixel.
I'm in agreement. I think that this is an 8 as well. It does a fairly good job. I don't see the issues of him looking weird like I did in the last perspective. It doesn't look really stocky to me. You have the Crystal Lake back there. I think it's just overall a very good cover.
All right, I'm going to agree with that. I like the fact that he fills the frame.
Also, I do have to say, we have to remember, Lightning and Jason have a very special connection. Just brings him back to life.
Like plot twist. Whenever Jason's actually the hero and he's been killing demons.
I like the fact that the lightning coming from behind him, the mask is darker also. I think that's a good touch. All righty. And let's see what the rest of the crowd is saying. We've got 8 from Glenzer, from Baba Boom, from Ethereal, and from Undead Quinn. So we've got 4 more 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. Shredder, says Jackson. 6 from Henry and 7 from Black Spiders and Dark Admiral.
Who are the cover artists on this?
2. I have no idea. Let's see. Jackson says 8. Joe says 6. Looks like it was left out in the rain, says Joe. All right, we get a 6 and an 8. Okay.
Hey, Vank.
Yeah.
Whenever he's not sure, he just defaults to Bernie Wrightson.
That's what
that is true. This is a Wrightson cover. Yes. One slip says 8. Arm looks like it's from the Swamp Thing. Awesome. And the cover could look better. Most could. And Michael says 8 as well. So we got 2 8s.
I mean, it could always be something else. It could be
Maranya says, Friday 13th special, Jason in the rain, just enough background to set the scene. Monochromatic colors work well. Lightning behind and also striking. Jason, score a lightning 10. And then we've got an 8 from In a Disguise. All righty, gang. This is an 8 because there's 11 of them and only about 5 other grades. So I'm just going to save on the math and put this in the 8 column. All righty. Boom. Okay, wow. That 5 looks way low on the list. Okay, we dropped this one, and it's my turn to begin one, and I get Friday the 13th beer book. Okay, so got a Burning Jason. And I like this because of the shading. I think it does pretty well. I like the fact that the fire has dried the blood on the machete. Overall, not horrible, not great. I'm going to give this one a 7. What do you think, Eric?
I was going back and forth between a 6 and a 7, but I think I can say 7.
All righty. And how about you, Pixel?
I'm going to go higher than that. I really like this. I think Jason's done very well. I like how he blends into the fire. Mm-hmm. I think this is a 9. This is another that's more than just very good. This is great. This is awesome.
Well, that cover is louder than your shirt, so I could see that.
Okay. How about you, RDV?
Into the fire, bro. 10.
All right. We get a 10 from RDV. And going to the chat, we see Undead Quinn giving this a 9 and Boom giving this an 8. And Glenn's are giving it a 7. So we get a 7, an 8, and a 9. Alrighty. Jackson says 8. Dark Admiral says 7. And so does Henry, saying it's a good cover. It's a 7. All right. So 2 7s and an 8. Next up, 8 from Joe. Alrighty. And we have, let's see, 7. Nice cover, just all flames. Hard to mess up flames, though, says In a Disguise. And we get, the start is with Undead Quinn. Undead Quinn was, yeah, that's where I started. Friday the 13th Fear Book, Jason in Flames, monochromatic color scheme works. Score a flaming 10. And next up, Black Spider says 6. One Slick says 7. And Michael says 9. Very cool covers. Colors, fire's done well. All righty, and we've got 6, 7, and 9. Okay,
Eglantine spouting gloom and doom for Friday the 13th, and we've had some fairly decent covers.
We have. All righty, let's see. Let's get this one, and I'll put the stop. And I don't know who did this one. I didn't have a cover artist, and these are different. These are different mini-series.
I was gonna say, I was going through them. I was like, the first book you showed was issue 3 of a 3-issue or 5-issue mini-series. Apparently Brian Pleadle worked on it.
Okay.
In a Disguise. Get the marshmallows and s'mores.
How is I looked up Jason Voorhees, and he's the last main character.
The ones I like is you get a 6-issue mini-series, you get Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. Those are my favorite.
I actually have some of those.
And then there's also the novel adaptions.
All righty.
The novel adaptions of the movies.
All righty. And Ethereal says 7 right after the stop. So let me put that in there. And what we have here is 1 6. Knocking out one of those 2 10s. 6 7s, taking out the last of the 10s. All 4 9s. And then 2 of the 8s. So this one ends up an 8. All right. Boom, 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 boom.
So it looks like Sebastian Fimura does a lot of the covers.
Okay. We got a name.
From the Flame, or at least he's an art in the interior. So I'm not sure if he's a cover artist as well. Maybe.
All right, moving on to our 5th book of the night. And let's see, if I went, that means it is Pixel.
Hi.
This is Friday the 13th. Jason X versus Jason, issue number 1. I think this is cover A.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see where you said everything now. This one really sucks. I'm gonna go.
Did I freeze?
I don't really like this one at all.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, we hear you.
He froze. He can't hear us.
Am I frozen?
3, 2.
We can't hear Pixel. He's gone.
1.
Thank you. He's gone. Just fucking with you.
You messed up my
How dare
time.
you? How dare you? I thought, okay, Englantine's gone.
Yeah. That's what Eagles eat, but it's funny that you actually thought. Here he goes.
Yeah, this one really sucks.
Jason versus Jason. Wow. It's like a multiverse, man. What's it doing?
You ready your books yet, Vangman?
Only one I read was The Catwoman, which I really enjoyed.
So I read everything. I'm caught up on Gotham by Gaslight.
Nice.
I'm very glad I picked that back up. That is.
I knew you'd like it. It's just really good.
Well, I couldn't find one last week, and then I remembered the guy that does the guy that files.
Yeah,
has dyslexia, and so they were in 2 different spots. So I looked in the second one and found one. So I picked up the other 2. So I could read them all.
I have not read the new Batman Wolf one yet.
This one is a this is a 3.
Oh wow!
I think it's the lowest I've ever rated a cover before. This one really sucks.
You know what? I thought the same thing. I didn't think 3 suck. But wow, this is cheesy. What do you think, Eric?
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
Oh boy! Quiet, Gene! Sorry.
I wouldn't have this as intellectual property. I had 4. This is dreadful.
All righty, we got a 3 and a 4 RDV.
No matter what universe they're in, all the multiverse of Friday the 13th, this cover sucks ass. This is a 2.
A 2. All righty, this is a
Gesundheit
cover.
Wait. I said 2, not kazoo.
Right. This is it. Okay. I get it because it kind of is the ending of Jason X, and I love Jason X, man. I think that movie is fun as fuck. Seriously. Bad movie, but yeah, just a fun as hell movie as well. And at the end, Jason X does kind of fall like a meteor into Earth. In this case, I guess they're saying or trying to say that both of them do. But what kills it, I think, is it's the coloring. It looks, I know this is going to sound stupid. It looks like a comic book. It looks not even a good one. It looks so cartoonish and so, I don't know, amateurish.
Yeah, it looks like something that Peter Simeti would turn down for Alterna.
Yeah. So yeah, how low do I go? I've got to go 3 on this one. Yeah. All right, let's see what everybody else says. Ethereal Dragon was for last time. Baba Boom says 4. Glenda says 6. Undead Quinn says 5. So we have a 4, we've got a 5, and we've got a 6. And then we have a 3 from Black Spiders. There we go. He makes it up. He makes it up as it goes along. Anyway, that's a Dark Admiral says 3. Joe says 7. All righty. And let's see. We have Horrible. Where do they find these artists? One Slick says 5. Meh. And Michael Taylor says 7. All righty. And he is the master of Boo Math. What? New. The figures, legs blacked out is a bad visual decision. The figures are okay. It's a 7, says Henry. Alrighty. And then 5, cheesy cover from In Disguise. And we have Mariah, Friday 13th, Jason versus Jason. Good concept, so-so execution. This is the epitome of meh, but even that is too high. Score a 3, I believe my lowest score ever. I know, I'm on the same page. 4 from Ethereal. And we've got Black Spiders. I see why this company went out of business. It has the look of an old video game. These are comic books? Yep. And Jackson says, too. Funny thing, actually. I am gathering comics for either November, probably in November. We're going to be doing bad comic book covers. Just saying. And the ranking will be based on how bad they are, I guess. I don't know how we're going to do that. But somebody mentioned it, and I thought, that's actually not a bad idea. Let's see how it goes. That being said, let's see. That was, let me get the stop up here. And we'll see exactly how low this one goes. Is this, or will this be, the worst of all time? All righty, so we've got 2 2s knocking out 2 of the not 10s, not 9s, not 8s, but 7s. And so we've got 1 7 left. 5 3s takes out the 1 7, the 1 6, and all 3 5s, leaving only 3 4s standing. Have we had a comic book cover lower than a 4 before?
I don't know.
I think this might be the worst graded cover in the history of us doing this show. That is wild. It's wild stuff. All righty, so that was Eric. So the next one is 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's my turn again. No. It is RDV's. Okay, RDV, you get issue. Whoops. Nope. Yep. Issue number 7, Friday the 13th special, or number 2. Okay.
All right. Well, if he's not going to drown her, those flotation designs are going to sink down the. That's. Oh, look, you get both, guys. You get the foot fetish and the boob fetish in this one. And a broken finger. Yeah. At least we get to see him murdering somebody, you know? It's kind of cool. Everyone at the top's like, where did she go?
Where could she be?
Hey, boo-boo.
All he's just the word about, Scooby-Doo, where are you?
I don't know where she went, Gogi.
Oh, I keep forgetting to put up the goes.
That's all right. They already started without you anyway. They don't care. We're at 10.
All right. And how about you, Eric?
Cut that in half.
Okie dokie.
You want to give any more comments on that?
So what would we do? This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. What the fuck?
All righty. How about
the opposite of foot fetishes?
I don't think this is great. I'm gonna go 6.
Okay, we got.
The reason I liked it because of the fact he's actually murdering something on the cover. That's what Jason does. If he's just standing there, it's boring.
Well, I figure we got 6 more chances to see him eat somebody.
Yeah.
And I do put what I think are the best of them at the end. So hopefully there will be some better covers. Alrighty, and I think it's okay. It's not great. It's not bad. I'm going to give it good. I think it's. I'll give it a 7. Alrighty, and let's see.
Well, she's got some pixel fingers too, though.
Yeah. Well.
Wow.
So, well, let's see. Okay, we got 7. What did you give it a pixel?
I said 6.
Okie dokie. All righty, going to the chat. Let's see what we got. We've got, let's see, Glenzer giving it a 10, Black Spider's a 6, and Dark Admiral a 9. We've got a 10, a 9, and a 6. Okay, and then we've got, let's see, 7 from Undead Quinn and Ethereal Dragon, and a 6 from Michael Taylor, and an 8 from Joe. 6 from one slick, and a 5 from Jackson. That is 5, 3 6s, 2 7s, and an 8. Alrighty, 5, 2 6s, 3 7s, and an 8. Okay, Henry says, I like how the logo separates the dock from underwater. It's a good cover. It's a 7. Alrighty. And then we have 6, strength of Jason to hold her down with those flotation devices. It's like Jaws. You think the barrels are just going to pop right up. All right. And then we have 7 from Vava Boom. And Friday 13th special, well-rendered cover, focus on Jason and the victim as it should be. Color used well to separate crime from observer. Score a drowning 10. All righty. There we go. And Glenn just saw boobs and went 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. All right, let me get the stop here. And I think there's going to be a whole bunch of the rejects. Y'all are like, why didn't you put that one in? I just know this is going to be one of those shows. All righty. Oop, I forgot to share the thingamajigger back out here. And alrighty, let's see what we've got going on, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 5s working on 3 10s. 1's left, but 4 6s. Take out that last 10, the 9, the 8, and 1 of the 7s, and that is where this stands. Into the 7s.
Good night, Jackson.
Have a good night, Jack. He's like, oh, fuck these books.
See you, Jackson.
This is the earliest we've had people leave. What?
I have one more in me, and then I have to go.
Oh, okay. You got to do your doctor. Oh, who? Yeah, who? Yes. Okay, my turn to start one off here, and I get issue number, what is this? Number 2 of Friday the 13th Bloodbath. Alrighty, we are go for 8. All right. And actually, I like the colors on this one. Jason looks pretty good. He's looming. A little bit long in the arms, but still a menacing figure. But mostly, I like the lighting and the colors. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one an 8. It's not bad at all. What do you think, Pix?
I'm not a big fan of how his fingers look around that machete. Something off about it. But that being said, you're right. He does look menacing. Yeah, you have the 2 in the hot tub there. He's just ready to just cut him down. I'm going to agree. I think that this is an 8. And with that, I say fairly well. Goodbye.
All right, have a good one, Pix.
Say, Pixel, you thought the grip looked funny because you can probably go around the handle 2 or 3 times.
The fingers.
There's one more Pixel finger for you. Good night.
One for the road. Right. Thanks, brother.
How about you, Eric? What do you say?
I'm gonna say 6. I like Jason, but looking at the couple in the hot tub, hot tub.
Getting in the hot tub.
You realize this is not good art. I mean, I think just Jason. Yeah, he probably had more practice doing that. So I said, 6 as high as I can go on this.
All right, and RDV.
Especially when you find out the bra is actually the guy's.
That's another deterrent. Yeah,
it would be really cool if Jason hovering, but the shadow behind him isn't Jason's shadow. It's actually another person standing behind Jason.
That'd be a 10.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go because you look at the art, it's this 6.
All righty. And let's see. Let's go to the chat. We've got Vava Voom saying 5, 7 from Ethereal, and Joe and Henry says it's a 5. 2 5s, 2 7s. Okay, 2 5s, 2 7s. And let's see, we've got Undead Quinn, a strong 6, Glinzer, a 7, and Dark Admiral, 8. One problem, though, to my best of my recollection, he's supposed to be missing an eye. I've seen it a lot of different ways. I mean, it really is not consistent within the movies. But we do have a 5, 6, 7, 8. Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty, 6, 7, 8. That's chorus line, guys. Friday the 13th, Bloodbath, monochromatic tones for Jason, unaware victims in the foreground, well-rendered score, a Bloodbath 10 for Maranya. Once again, I think it's the lighting that I appreciate. 6, the hot tub characters are not well drawn. The guy has a wishbone in his chest, and Michael says Taylor. Michael Taylor says 7. So we get a 6 and a 7. All righty. These are, let's see, we've got 3 5s, 1 10, so that knocks that out. And then there's 4 6s taken out. The last 2, oh, I'm sorry, those weren't 9s, that's 8s. The last 2 8s and 2 of the 4 7s. This is the 7.
In Disguise says not bad, but these two are breaking the cardinal rule of horrors. Don't make out or you get taken out.
And that's an 8. Okay, let's see if that changes things. 3 5s, 1 10. So there's and 2 of the 5 8s. So there's 3 of those left. 4 6s take out the 3 8s, and 1 of the still 7. All right, it's a 7.
Have they changed the rules now where even the virgin gets killed?
I don't know. I think I think that's still a thing.
Wasn't the final girl always like the girl who hasn't she's a virgin?
All right, we've got a 7. Moving on. We have you know what? I skipped you the last time there, Venkman. You get number 8. What the fudge? I see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I got confused. Okay, so this one is yours, RDV. Son of a bitch.
Well, you don't know my mom. Okay. Let's go, Eric.
What? I thought you were up. Oh. I'm sorry. I was reading a tweet. I didn't realize that he was going into the ether again.
As I said, how's it going?
But, sometimes my attention wanes during these, so
I'm literally watching a Twitch live stream and also being on here. So I know what you mean.
Well, I just read Thor 187.
Oh, nice.
The murder issue.
Murder, death, kill.
Yeah.
I love that movie, dude. That is just such a fantastic movie.
Demolition Man?
I want a rat burger now. The fact that they spray paint, they have little things that pop up and it spray paints the sign, and then the sign just electrifies and just erases the paint on the police sign. It's awesome.
All right, so you're next up. I accidentally I got confused because the numbers are weird.
Confused?
Wow. It happens occasionally. 1, 2, 3, 4,
occasionally?
5, 6, 7,
I'll go with
8.
that.
Okay, so you are 9, 10, 11.
So
wait,
in Disguise, I think these are done through Avatar.
Yeah, they are.
I haven't seen any DC Wildstorm yet.
Let's see.
But a lot of these are all miniseries put together because they want to get the cover ranking.
Okay, 7 was gotten. 8. I'm missing 1. Is it? No. Nine's got there. There's 10, 11.
Yep. So I get to do a 5-hour trip to Minnesota. I won't be drinking anything that night before because 5 hours in a car, 2 hours in a car, and you gotta pee is bad.
Hey, are you gonna go to Floyd Square while you're there?
Where's Floyd Square?
Somewhere in Minneapolis.
No, I don't know. I had to look it up to see where I'm not driving. Well, we're gonna take turns driving, but
I mean that was sarcasm. I saw someone was talking about said that he was in Minneapolis and his black Uber driver said, "Don't go down there. It's not safe."
Oh,
because it's named after, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now I had a brain fart. George Floyd.
Yeah.
No, we're just going over to the Mall of America. we're gonna be leaving late at night. So so it's gonna be dark.
You're not gonna throw any kids off the balcony, are you?
That's an option at Mall of America.
Oh, that's something that happened.
Yeah, the kid got the guy.
Yeah, and it was racially motivated. He said that's why he did it. And
I will say this: anybody comes to try to throw me off, they'll be the ones going off.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to figure out where we were, and I do believe this one is yours. RDB.
Oh, nice. Finally, those stupid kids from House of Secrets or House of Mystery, or it is. Nice. I'm gonna go 8.
The House of Secret kids are drowning.
Is that I can't. I always get the House of Secrets and House of Mystery always confused because to me it's like there's
they were on both of them.
Yeah. We're going to be doing House of Secrets next week.
House of Secret Mysteries.
There you go. Yes. All righty. How about you, Eric? What do you say? What do you think?
I actually like this one. Let me 1 second. He is. Yeah, he did what they said couldn't be done.
What do you say?
Like Venkman said, he knocked off the House of Secrets kids.
There you go.
Oh, that's a 10. Just for my imagination, where I'm going with this.
I'm going 9. I like this cover. Jason is obviously on the dock looking down at the murdered kids. I like I'm so tired of kids being spared in horror films that whenever I see this, it's like Terrifier 3. Good job, you. First one out was a child. Yeah, sounds sick, but it's awesome. The colors are good. I think though, if they maybe a little bit more distinction of what's going on underneath the water versus the reflection, but still it works. I'm getting
at first. I thought his hands were the one. He was like, "Wow, his neck's really like head going down. His arms are long."
Vava Boom says 9. One Slick says 8. Henry says 6. So we've got a 9, an 8, and a 6. And then we have, 7 from Glenzer and a 10 from Undead Quinn. Alrighty, next up, I knew they did something, but I could never find them all at once, so I didn't pick them up. Wait, what? Joe said 7. Dark Admiral says 8. Hard to make things out. Give it a 5. So we got a 5, 7, and an 8. 5, 7, and 8. And Friday the 13th, Reflections, well done. Monochromatic colors, evoke the mood. Score a murderous 10. All right, and that was Maranya. And Skip Me Again says, in a disguise, saying 7. Artwork, just hard to tell what is going on, though. And he gets a 7.
It's like the little kid from, it's like they took a Jerry O'Connell's character. Stand by me and just toss him in the water, too.
I ran all the way home, doo-wop, shoo-wop, boom, just to say I'm sorry. Okay, so we have got a 5 and a 6 knocking out the 2 of the 3 10s. And then 3 7s taking out the last 10 and both 9s and the 8 win.
We got more scores.
Oh, cool. Oh, there we are. We have a
6, a 9, and a 10.
A 6, a 9, and a 10. 6.
How many kids are in there? There is on top you have the girl and the boy, but there's skeletons at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Alrighty. Let me do this. And once again, we'll add in anything if it changes the scores.
Because look at that. It's actually a tennis shoe under the mask. The leg going up.
Now we have 1 5 taking out one of the 4 10s, 2 6s taking out all but 1 10 left. 3 7s gets 1 of the 10s and 2 of the 9s, and then 3 8s get the last 2 9s, and we have 1 8 left. There we go, and that ends up being an 8.
Venkman, do you ever watch that podcast with this guy hosts and it's Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer?
I've only watched the one where that Sirius Satellite.
Jericho was on with him the other day, and he's talking about Terrifier 3. He goes, and you know how the kids always survive horror movies?
Nope.
Spoiler, they don't. I
know, it's one of the better things. I've seen way too many of these things. Yeah, it's like just kill the fucking kid. All right.
Do they show the kids like gory and stuff in that Terrifier?
Oh yeah.
Like,
yes, they do.
Wow.
Jericho says the sickest thing he's ever been a part of, basically.
Alrighty, gang.
There goes Jimmy running around with his head severed.
So if I asked you if Jericho lives through the movie, would you know who I was talking about to answer that?
Jericho?
Yeah, Chris Jericho, the wrestler, the lead singer of Fozzy and other things.
He was in I think he was in Terrifier 2, wasn't he?
No, he's in the third one.
But I thought he was also in the second one as well.
He might have been.
No, anybody who shows up gets killed. That's
just Jericho usually has the long hair. It mostly built up. He's got the long hair.
Yeah, no. If they showed up, I think he's one of the cops. And no, anybody who shows up near well, goodness, great, Art the Clown, they're dead. Hello to Dominic. What's up?
I'm doing good, Angleton. How about yourself? And good evening, everyone.
We're getting along okay. We're moving along. We are on the are we on the 9th cover right now? Yeah, 9 to, we got 4 more. We're only doing 12 tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Would you like to start us off?
Sure.
Okay, here is Friday the 13th, and this is it just says New Line Cinema. Number 2. It's an alternate cover to number 2.
Oh wow. Well, I gotta tell you, like the cover really helps tells what the series is going to be about, which makes it make this one another strong 10. Then, as like similar to the previous cover, like the colors like help not only sell the book but also the background.
Okay, and what do you give it?
I'm giving this one another strong 10.
Alrighty. How about you, Eric?
Go to Venkman and come back to me.
How about you, Venk?
He's eating all.
Yeah, I heard it.
He's eating those. Well, he's eating those guys missing legs in there, being stabbed up. Unless he's got really bad bell bottoms on.
You know what I'm thinking going through these Jason books? Whoever or whatever goes up against it in the brackets, it's in round 2.
Yeah.
What do you say, RDB?
Man, I wish I was the guy being impaled looking at these covers.
I know, right? Actually, I gotta say, I legitimately do like the last cover I've got.
Well, the last one was really good, probably the best one I've seen. Yeah, but I'm gonna go 7 with this. Jason looks so bored.
I've done
day
this
in,
over
day
and
out.
over again. I don't know. Yeah,
he's like, I want to quit my day job, but the wife won't let me.
Eric, what do you say?
Okay, Venkman, you want to know where that guy's missing legs and feet are?
Yeah.
Check Jason's stomach.
Oh, he ate them?
Good Lord, he's got a beer gut.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I can understand why, but as far as just the size of the shirt and not really him having a beer gut.
No,
yeah, I'm going with beer gut.
He's got a dad bod.
I don't know.
He's got a I just killed dad bod.
I don't know. I mean, if he starts to eat his victims instead of just hacking them to pieces, Leatherface will have some words with him.
This cover's preposterous. And I made a good point. It's like, I don't know how you can, if you can make Tony Stark's helmet convey emotions, somebody should be able to do this with Jason's mask. But he looks like he's ready to nod off.
It's the way his head's tilted, and it looks more rounded though. He looks like he's freaking Morph from the X-Men.
Yeah, I'm going 4.
All right. And let's see. Then it's RDV.
I already went.
What'd you say?
I think I said 7, didn't I, Bree?
How'd you? Oh yeah, that's right. Because okay. I don't know. Blood on the ground, good gore effects. You're right. He does have a bored look and a dad bod. I'm gonna go 7 on this one. Let's see what the rest of the story. Glenn just says 10. Dark Admiral says 3. And then we have 8 boom. And then a 9 out of 10 from MK, 7 from Joe. And Michael Taylor saying it's the best cover so far. Fantastic cover, color, and details. Jason covers. Neat, says MK. 7, it looks off, says Ethereal. And 10, not actually a 10, but in this group, it's a 19. All righty, let's see. Average, it's a 6, says Henry. And we've got One Slick saying 6. Someone didn't want to draw feet on this cover.
Oh, look, Liefeld.
Right. Friday the 13th, lots of detail. Feels like a recreation of the scene from movie. Great idea, good rendering. Score a slasher 7. Oh my gosh. I said, hey, none of us is still 21, says Joe. Let's see. Undead Quinn says 6, and he's looking at the expression already. And let's see. The colors and details complement each other well. You're also not wrong, Maranya, about this coming off some recreation at Steam. All right. So the last one is 6. And let's see what we got here is 3 and a 4, taking out 2 of the 4 10s. And then we've got 3 6s, taking out the other 2, and that 9. And then we've got 6 7s. And that's where this goes. All right. We got a 7. Not the greatest bunch of covers we had. And this is like, this is very different than last night. Last night was a 10 fest, man. All right, Eric, it's your turn again. And you get Friday the 13th. And this is number 1. Oh, Abuser and Abused, number 1.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a charitable 7.
Just to say I'm sorry, oh.
More like you want to be hitting it in the back of the chair. Can you hear us?
Early.
I can now. Could you hear me? Because I was singing.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I was like, okay, everything's frozen. So I thought I was off book again. I'm glad could y'all see me? Because I'm glad I did. I was like, wow. Yeah.
Well, right. Now you just told us you do it when you're not on camera.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm surprised it didn't.
Then sniff. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes I get nervous. I stick my arms under my armpit, and I
just do it.
My nose.
Yes. Nobody hates their own brand. Okay, so all righty, where are we? Well, Eric, yes, we're on Eric.
No, I said 7.
Yeah.
7? I was out before you said that. Okay.
You've been out for the past couple of years.
I know, right? This is Abusers. Abused. Okay, we got 7 from Eric. RDV, what do you think?
Is this the Terminator or is this Jason?
Yeah, I know, right?
Look at the red hot glowing guy.
It's Brett and Kamala. He was so unfair.
It is kind of muddled. I'll go 7.
All righty. And how about you, RDV? Other RDV, the one that's named
Dominic. Other RDV. Dominic, how does it like to be the other RDV?
The other RDV is Dominic, yes. Is he around?
No, I'm still here. I'll just look.
Okay, so yeah.
After that insult, I'm surprised he is.
It's kind of funny that it seems like the machete is lighting up the water. I mean, there's some good things about this. I do like the lighting. I like the atmosphere. Girl's okay. It's just the shading makes it look like she's wearing a domino mask, and the Jason looks like the Terminator. It's like everything but the central figures are actually pretty awesome. Overall, I'm going to give this a 5. I think it cancels everything out. The good cancels out the bad.
I'm giving this one a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, because even though like the monochrome colors as well as with all the details from the characters and the background like are working with one another, it does like come off as muddled.
Alrighty. Okay, and what did you give it, RDB?
I think I went with Breen. I think it's a 7 as well.
Okay.
I mean, I like the cheesecake effect on there, but it's like I don't know why Jason's is now Freddy or not Freddy, but Arnold.
I know, right?
And I guess she's just a gypsy girl. She's
okay, so
I was getting Jason X vibes from the way he's designed.
In a disguise is saying there needs to be 13 covers. I'm thinking, you know what? I at the last minute I was thinking, wow, I should change this to House of Secrets. I'm kind of wishing I did, in all honesty. My energy is getting so low for these. I know we've only got 2 more covers after this one, and one of them at least is very, very good. In my opinion, it was very good. I don't know about very. We'll find out. All right, let's see what the what the chat says. Baba Boom says 3. Glenzer says 7. All righty, and let's see. Boom. Jason gets action. I'll go 8, says MK, and then we've got. Hey, Ethereal and Henry from Dominic. 6 from Joe. 6, dark, hard to read, says Joe. Alrighty. And then let's see. Even though I like the last cover a lot, of the covers haven't been good, says Michael. Terminator Jason, one glowing red eye. Alrighty. And then a disguise says 9. Shading is okay, but dark cover is supposed to be under the moonlight. Alrighty. And let's see what else we get. Henry, so One Slick says 6, too heavy on the shadows, says One Slick. And we've got 6 from Michael Taylor. And Henry is saying it's a 6. And we've got a 3 from Dark Admiral. Wait, am I reading? Nope. Okay, good. Dark Admiral saying 3 and Undead One saying 4. Maranya says Friday the 13th, monochromatic cover, good concept. The murky rendition, the cover is abuser. The reader is the abused. By this cover, scored a murky 6. Alrighty, and I'm confused too about what this is supposed to be. Give it a 4, says Ethereal. And House of Secrets would have been much better.
So when I'm looking at it, it's Abuse and the Beast. It's Beauty and the Beast.
There you go. Alrighty, let's see. Well, House of Secrets, we're going to do that, but I was thinking, why don't I just ditch this concept? I might do that with Michael Myers too, because it's the same company, same artists. Alrighty, kids. So we've got 2 3s knocking out both the 9 and the 8, and then we've got 2 4s taking out 2 of the 7s, 1 5 taking out all but 1 of the 7s, and then 5 6s. This is a 6. God damn. I'm not even like, oh no, hey, I worked all the time on these. I'm just feeling stupid that I came up with this concept. But you know what? We didn't look at them before. This is all new. So at least we're getting that, right? You know, I mean, and hey, Henry didn't even know this series existed. See, every silver cloud has a dark lining. I fucked up my joke on that.
I've never heard Zach say it before.
I know, right? Okay, let's see. I already did that. Let's go on to the next one. Eric, did you do this one? It was RDV.
I think Eric started us off.
Don't remember.
I think Eric started us off.
I'll do this one. Okay, this time around we've got Friday the 13th Bloodbath issue number 2. I guess it's a variant cover. Let me put up for
because it wasn't me. I think it was Eric.
Go for what is this? This is number 11 already. Here we go. Look at a bright side. It could have been the Chucky covers because those the Freddy covers really sucked. All righty, we've got some good blood splatter. We've got a good split in half skull. Little disappointed they didn't break the chain. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty simple. The blood's all over him. This probably is one of the better covers. I'm giving this a 9. All righty, Eric, what do you say?
Oof. I know what they're trying to do, but if he's supposed to be in mid-cleave there, you would be able to see all of the knife or all the machete, but you don't.
Oh, it looks like he's on After Effect, like he pulled the knife away. He's just watching it happen.
Okay, we'll say that then. Okay, if we're gonna go with that, then I will say 8, since it's kind of gory as hell. But
okay, and RDB, what do you say?
All right, let's look at this. I thought he was wearing a one of those yellow coats, furry coats. Like he's got, like, wow, he got the same coat that Darby Allin's got, but it's yellow at first. Then you realize, oh, it's a kid just being cut in half. And why does Jason look like he's got more? He looks angry now. He's gonna motion. Like, is he supposed to be just like no emotion, just kills and that's it? I thought that was the case, but now it's like he's just like, you made fun of me cut you. Like, you know, it's like it's so weird. Yeah, not a fan of that. I know what they're going for, but I'm going 5.
All right, and Dominic, what do you say?
It's simple. Get straight to the point. This is a 9.
Oh, I see that.
I mean, why can't we just have him where he's just holding a severed head?
Too easy.
Well, no.
All right.
Play some tribute to some other.
Going to the chat, Black Spider says 7. Glinger says 9. Baba Boom says 6. So we have a 6, a 7, and a 9. Alrighty. Joe says 7. One Slick says 8 would have been better if the blade was embedded in the head. I think so too. And then average, it's a 6. And that's from Henry. And Dark Admiral says 2. So we've got a 2, 6, 8, and 7. Alrighty. A 2, a 6, 8, and 7. All right, you actually do you honestly think this is worse than that cover that everybody, that Jason versus Jason, about say don't tarnish my boy Chucky? Fatality right here. It's a 10, says MK.
I didn't know Chucky was your boy.
6 is Undead Quinn, and in a disguise, the 7 could have been better. Looks like her brain matter goes down to her waist. It's distracting. So we've got a 6 and a 7. All righty, and then we have 8 nice colors. All righty, and we have 7 from Ethereal. And Dark Admiral has given everybody some good advice. Remember to assault the like button, everybody. Like these covers have been assaulting our eyes. I love it. You know what? I'm actually having fun with the terribleness of these things now, and I'm actually seeing how bad covers might actually be a fun time. Let's see. So. Well, Jason is a mama's boy. He passed killed his mama. Friday 13th, Bloodbath. Not much of a bloodbath on the cover. This feels tame for what it's supposed to be. The good concept. So rendering a boring 5. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. This might be perfect. This is the palate cleanser from last night. It's like when you go to a fancy restaurant and then the next day you might have McDonald's. It's like, ugh, it's so bad. Seems like the chat is like the cover split. 2 from Bad Comic Reviews. This looks horrible. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Look at some of the earlier covers and then tell us. Let's see. Chunky is my son. I said Chunky. He said Chunky.
I know I heard Chunky too. I was like,
thank you. Thank you. Thank you, and ahoy, Bad Comic Reviews, says Dark Admiral.
My son is Chunky.
There's so much wrong with this cover, says Bad Cool. It's cool. They can't all be winners. It's still been kind of fun. Me too. I feel that way because when I was putting it together, I was like, oh, God, these are so bad. Should I change it? Should I not? I already made a thumbnail and everything's ready to go. But, yeah, what the hell? Sometimes we have to take a bullet, right, I guess?
Sometimes kids are chunky. Sometimes
yeah. All righty, kids. Let's see. This one had 2 2s, taking out 1 10 and 1 9. And then we have to go all the way up to the 5s here. We have 2 5s, so that is both 9s gone. 3 6s, taking out those 3 8s, leaving 4 7s left. Wow, this is a 7 with all the bad talk.
This is a slobber knocker.
It's a slobber knocker. Yeah. All right, let's get that to 7. Alrighty, what's going on here? Oh shit, we do have 13 covers. Okay, because one of them didn't make it over here to the overlays.
Oh,
alrighty.
Okay.
No, and it's actually what I think is a good one. Where is it? Hold on, just a sec, gang. Friday 13th.
If you have to ask yourself where it is, you have issues.
Oh, no, it just doesn't make sense. Hold on just a second. I know how to solve this one. Alrighty, and yeah, this is the one I was missing was a Wildstorm. It's called Friday the 13th Badland. I just like I like the art on it. So let's see. Alrighty, and see if this works. Because for some reason, Star, what is this called? StreamYard wasn't picking up on it, so it never made it to the overlays, but it did make it to this.
So maybe it's not a JPEG, and
it is. It was a JPEG. I don't understand.
But then sometimes it does that if it doesn't recognize it's in proper format, it will not let you.
All right. Dominic, you want to start us off on the next one? I like this next cover. I got to admit, there's been a lot of shit covers. In my opinion, this next one isn't. Dominic, you want to start us off? Oh, I'll do it since he's got his sign on. There
I'll
we go.
go first. I haven't gone first in a while.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead then.
Because Eric went, and I guess was it supposed to be you or my who's over after Eric?
I don't care.
All right. I actually like this.
Yeah, I know, right?
And it's the colors are a little muted, but so is the rest of the panel. I mean, Dominic and Eric are both muted.
I know, right?
This guy it's at the. This should have been the last cover where he's like, "Well, I tried, but all the covers suck." I think I will go 10 with this because it's basic, it's simple, but it's to the point. I mean, the baseball bat is enlarged in somebody's
It's amazing,
mouth.
right? Yeah, because it tells a story. First of all, you've got the broken paddle into a point.
Yeah.
The baseball bat is standing straight up in the boat, and he's just looking at his kill. It does tell a story here, which is what none of the other ones did.
No. So that's not a baseball. That's the other half of that oar.
Is it? Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's what's sticking in the guy.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the guy liked baseball, and he said, "Shut up." With the baseball scores.
Because the thing looks round, and
he got tired of baseball.
Okay, so we've got a 10 from RDV. How about you, Dominic?
He's a Reds fan. That's why.
I'm gonna give this one a 10 as well. Only thing, the different shades of red. Red really helps set up the mood for this issue of Friday the 13th from Wildstorm.
Alrighty, and Eric.
This is a 10 just for no other reason. The artist was smart enough to have the hand on the side of the boat. Yeah.
Yes. Another good point.
Yeah, this is legitimately the best cover we've seen tonight.
All right, I agree. I absolutely agree. Like I said, it does tell a story of the only thing it doesn't tell us is that a girl or a guy that's dead. I mean, like, who is his victim? The fact that he's just standing there looking over It's amazing. It's a really good concept. If he had his head tilted just a little bit, like goodness gracious, name starts with a K. Played Jason Voorhees, but he actually, thank you, Kane Hodder. He did that. Anytime he was looking at something, he was curious. He did like the Maxwell dog kind of, and I think that would have been perfect. Otherwise, I'm still giving this a 10.
Would have been better if it was Kip Winger.
Yeah. Yes. Everything is better with Kip Winger.
It is.
Yeah. She's only 17, but she gave me love like a kitty porn queen. Glinzer says 7. Undead Quinn says 9, and Bad Comic says 6.
It's only legal if you're not both minors.
Let's see. Dark Admiral says 10, considering what came before. And then we have a 10 from Undead Quinn. An average, it's a 6, says Henry. And then we have 7 from Ethereal Dragon, and Joe says 8. And Vava Voom says 9. And Friday the 13th, number 4, very monochromatic cover. Red evokes the implied blood. Moody cover in a good way. Sells the book. Score Jason 10. It's sad Jason meme, says Undead Quinn. 9 compared to the other, 6 for a regular cover. That it's a bit too what he's saying. 7, depressed Jason because he broke his oar. The monochromatic color doesn't do this cover any favors because you have to look hard to tell that there's a victim in the boat. I disagree, but hey, we all got our different opinions.
You probably got an argument because the guy was voting for Kamala.
We've got a 9 from Black Spiders, and Girl Hand says Vavavoom. Kane Hodder, thank you very much. Yeah, I know. I completely forgot it. Best cover so far. Should have had the moon to top left. Definite 10, says Michael Taylor. Very cool cover. Colors, sky is well done. Best cover so far, in my opinion. And let's see, 9 cool cool cert, but a little too much red. This is like if your eyeball is full of blood. What do you mean if? And that's what you see. So MK says 9. And she gave me love like my lawyer said she never did. Not that Winger song. Right. Okay. So what we got here. By the way, when we first listened to that Kip Winger song in the 80s, we thought about that, how a lot of the heavy metal singers, she's only 17, it was always 17. As a matter of fact, even the Beatles, she was just 17. And we started,
know what I mean?
Yeah. We started putting it together. Wow, these guys like them young.
Then Ringo said, I can get under that.
Yeah. All right, let me get the stop in there. All right.
Said no Beatle ever.
We were just 17. You know what I mean? Nope.
I think.
Okay, let's see. We have 2 6s taken out, 2 of the 8 10s, 3. Now we are at let's see, that was 6. Then now we're at 3, and then we've got 1 8. We didn't make it to the 10s, kids, but we did make it to the 9s.
I think it's awesome that Kip Winger is still performing though.
All righty. So our second 9, as a matter of fact. Will we make it to the 10s? I'll start us off on the next one. Woody Allen just adopted him. Hey, you have a good one there, Dark Admiral. And we will go for 13. Go for 13. Okay. Chuck Berry and Kiss liked him younger than... yeah. 16. Yeah. Yeah.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Well, he literally married his 13-year-old cousin. All righty, kids. Next up, we have Friday the 13th, Badlands number 1, or Badland number 1. The bloody woman, the fact that his mask, I love to think that after Jason killed her, he made the mask himself. Or with her dying breath, she was like, this is my killer. Either way, this is minimalism, and the entire cover is filled. I love this cover. This is an absolute 10. In my opinion, this is the best cover in the night. There you go. I mean, you can see it. The red juxtaposed on the white. You don't need a lot to sell this, to sell what happened. Absolute 10. Eric, what do you think?
I honestly don't think it's as good as the one before.
Okay.
But I can actually, I think I can go 10 on this also.
All righty. And let's see what RDV has to say.
Wow. He left his name in the snow.
This is Ron Mars.
I mean, that's more talent than just peeing in the snow and leaving your mark. That's Jennifer Blood style. Eating the blood and everything, going over. That's cool. Man, I kind of want that logo on a t-shirt now, the blood splat.
Yeah.
That'd be look great on a t-shirt. But I don't care about Jason David Franco over there and whoever that girl is. It's weird. It is in the Badlands, so I'm going to go with an 8.
All right. And Dominic?
I'm giving this one another 10 because the minimalism approach helps sell you like the first issue of Badlands, and you can't help but curious what led to this moment in the pages.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Machete.
This magic moment.
This magic. Anyway, Glenzer says 8 and Bad Comic says 9. Heavy flow month.
Wow.
And then we have one of the great nicknames, the Killer. Let's see. Ethereal says 9. Oh, Jerry Lee Lewis. What are you talking about? Ethereal says 9. Baba Boom says 9.
We actually did say. I think you added it with the Heavy flow month.
Right. No. That was Bad Comics. Joe says 7. Henry says 6. Alrighty. And then we've got Into Disguise saying 10. Let's see. They made some questionable covers back then. Virgin Killer was check J your hard drive.
I don't know.
Undead Quinn says 9. MK says I'll go wait. And then we have Friday the 13th Badland, Jason's Mask and the Blood Spatter, Victim and Mourner, rendered well, sells the book, score a Badland 10. Alrighty. And let's see. If the icon in the snow is different, it could be the Punisher cover. Yep. Michael Taylor says 9. Alrighty, gang. Let's see. There was not a 10 in the bunch tonight. Wow. Alrighty. Let's see where this one lands, though. I can tell it's not a 10. All right, let's drop this for a moment. And we've got 1 6 and 1 7 taking out 2 of the 5 10s, 3 8s, take out the rest, leaving 5 9s. All right, well, we had 3 9s. All right, at least that. Okay, and it's not a bad cover. But let's see. This is the placements. We have 1 4, 1 5, and 1 6. So those, obviously, we know what they are. That's 13, 12, 11, and now we get to see what the top 10 Friday the 13th are. Let me get an empty piece of paper here. And once again, if you guys have not done this, to decide the final place, we have started including the chat in the vote. So here we go. Let me put the go for 7s on this. Alrighty, and Eric? What is your favorite and least favorite of the Friday 13th 7?
Probably the cleaved skull is my favorite, and toe fetish is my least.
Alrighty. Skull, I'm gonna call it drown. Alrighty, and RDV, what do you think? Worst and best, or best and worst?
Kind of keep thinking it's like, which one's the drown? Oh, that's the one that has the toe fetish. Yeah. Right. I can't help it. That with the head splitting, I keep thinking he's wearing a fashionable sweater. he's got a fur coat on. Hey,
that makes sense.
Man, the other one was where he's just kind of confused. Can I see that? Can you pull up the overlay for the one on the far right?
The one on the far right, the one where he everybody was saying he looks bored.
Oh yeah, that looks okay. All right. Okay. All right. So my favorite is the hot tub.
Getting in the hot tub.
The worst out of all these, including the foot fetish, which is in there, which is really bad. I'll admit. It's the head splitting one. Because I cannot unsee him wearing a yellow fur coat now.
All right, Dominic, what's your favorite and least favorite of the sevens?
The first cover and my least favorite would have to be him impaling the guy with his bored face.
Okay. I'm just going to put bored on that. All right. And there we go. And my favorite of the sevens, hot tub, and the least favorite would toe fetish. Alrighty, and let's go to the chat and see what they say. Let's see. We've got go for sevens, heading out, having a good night. Well, you have a good night, Joe. To do best from Glinzer, underwater. Worst, the kissing. So it's the best is the best is the toe, the drowning, and the worst is the hot tub. Getting in the hot tub.
One of these days we need to like somehow make Joe stay.
Hot tub and dad bod. So hot tub is the best, and the board is the. I should have put dad bod. That was better, by the way. Ethereal. Water reflection is best. Hot tub is worst. Says Vavaboom. Alrighty, and then we've got Undead. Worst is 3D one. Best is first. Worst is 3D. Again, I think it's the head is the best. Alrighty, skull. And then we've got the worst is first, which is the drowning. Okay. Let's see. Next up, second best, first worst. Alrighty, skull is best, drowning worst. And then we have Henry, the sevens, underwater is best, hot tub is worse. Alrighty, getting hot tub. Let's see. So Metallica or Iron Maiden. 7, splitting headache, and worst makeout one. All right, skull. And the makeout is the hot tub. Alrighty, and then we have Samurai Funnies number 2, better than all of these. We looked at freaking 15 comic covers better than all these. Don't let's see. 9 column is okay. Let's see. He's wearing Craven's Lion Vest. Not really fond of any of these covers, so I'll leave the rankings as is, which is drowning being the best and bored being the worst. Alrighty, let me get the numbers on these things. Put the stop here. And once again, remember, it's all done by the ratio. And what we have here is one that got no positives and 4 negatives, and that's the bored looking one where he's eviscerating people. The one that cancels everything. Well, no, that's not as bad as. Oh shit. We got 5 and 4. So yeah, this one next one is the hot tub because it's a net 0, and then you have the drowning because that is a 5 positive and 4 negatives, and it's got a 1 basically. Alrighty, and then of course the head split, which has 4 positive, 1 negative. Alrighty, Eric, the 3s, best and worst. The 8s, I mean. There's 3 of them.
The best is the one in the end.
Alrighty.
And I'd say the worst is Flaming Jason.
Reflections and Fire Jason. All right. How about you, RDB?
Alrighty, for the 8s. Oh. The Kids in the Water is best.
Okay.
Man. These are actually pretty decent compared to the other ones. They are.
Yeah.
They deserve where they are.
The 8s and the 9s are actually good.
The worst is the Highlander one. Only because like you can barely. It looks like it's not a bad scan. It's just that the way they drew it, looking really foggy in the rain and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's so much of a difference between the 7s and the 8s. There should be a number in between them.
I know, right? 8s and 9s are actually good. They did earn that. The others, okay. Dominic, what do you think? Best and worst of the 8s?
Oh, the one with the underwater kids is the best one. Oh man, no, these are solid covers. Anyway, all right, that covers the best, and the least favorite would have to be the Highlander homage issue.
Alrighty. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Fire Jason being the best, and the Rain one being the worst. The one you guys are calling the Highlander. Water Reflection is best, and Lightning Jason is worst. That's from Va Va Boom. And then we have let's see, best is fourth, worst is first. Oh, Undead Quinn. There's only 3 of them. It's the 8s. Third is best, first is worst, says Michael Taylor. Okay, Reflections. And the Rain. And next, let's see, the 8s, Fire is best, Lightning is worst. Alrighty, and then we've got Rain and Fire, says Ethereal. Okay. And we've got 8, Flaming Jason best, Green one worst. Can't see what's going on. Okay. Best 8 is Electricity, worst is the third one, the Reflections. Alrighty. There we go, and let's get the stop. And once again, the ratios will decide, just like on Twitter. No. Let's see. We do have this one's easy. The Rain has 2 positives and 6 negatives, and then we have 4 positives and 5 positives and 2 negatives, and 3 positives and 2 negatives. So it's 2 versus 1. With Fire Jason coming in second and the Reflections being first. Now we're going to the big dogs here at 9. Eric, what says ya?
Jason on the boat is the best.
Okay.
And oh wow, that truly is a coin flip between the other two, because I think these were the 3 10s that I gave.
Yeah, yep. Standing, boat, and snow is how I'm marking them.
I'll say the standing by a hair.
Okay, boat is best and standing is worst. RDV.
All right. Wow. I mean, I do like all of them. They're all to me. They're really good. Like. So, but the boat is the best. I agree. And then I'm going to go see if the snow was worse.
Okay. And Dominic, which one of the 9s do you like best and least?
Oh, shoot.
This is the one that you missed.
All right.
Okay.
Issue number 1 of Badland is the best, and the least favorites, I gotta go with number 2 of Wildstorm Friday the 13th.
Standing or boat?
Standing.
Okay.
The last one, the snow one, it should have been like on a hockey rink and had him riding one of those ice cleaners, Zambonis. Yeah. And that's where the blood came out like that.
Okay, the standing is definitely the worst. The last 2, it's like, oh my gosh, both of them are good. But overall, it does tell a story. So I've got to go with the boat. Boat is best, snow is worst, says Va Va Voom. Alrighty, and we've got best the first one, worst the third one. Alrighty. And then we've got Snow and Boat from Ethereal. Okay, and then Undead Quinn, best is second, worst is first. Alrighty. Okay, and then MK says Red Boat best, worst Snow Blood Snow Face a boat. And then the Snow is the worst for him. The 9 Spider is best and Boat is worst. Alrighty. Wow, there we go. And is Maranya with us on these? I didn't see her in the last one. Oh, not really. Okay. Oh, she's just letting everything go for here. She said she wasn't fond of these. Okay, so let's get the ratioing down and figure out where we go. We have let's see. Yikes. We have a tie. We've got the standing, and the Snow is it is a tie with a clear winner being the Boat. So there we go. What we got here is number 13 being Jason versus Jason. And then the very first cover we had was the Friday 13th logo. That is 12. Number 11 is the Abusers and Abused. Number 10 is Jason boringly gouging somebody. Then so we got 9 is the Hot Tub Couple. 8 is Toe Fetish. 7 is Splitting Headache. 6 is Highlander. 5 is Jason on Fire. 4 are Dead Kids. 3 is Jason versus Spiders. 2 is the Lady Snow Jason. And the Boat is the number 1 Friday the 13th cover. And you know what? For as bad as it was, half of them weren't that bad. So
we call it Snow Job, Jason.
Right. Okay, there was no poll tonight. If you guys noticed, I'm still playing. I'm playing catch up again. But that being said, I did have the rejects. You guys can see about. Probably you guys are gonna be like, that should have been in there. That should have been in there. That should have been in there. I can't imagine you guys were. Yeah, it might just have been that I picked all the wrong covers.
Just show us the house secret covers, and be like, that should have been there. That should have been there.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, this was the other one from Jason versus Jason X, but come on, this one, it was just another machete holding cover. So I cut it. This is Friday 13th. He's on a submarine, it looks like, or maybe in a tank. That was originally a reject. And then we have Jason X with a dead woman between them holding her boobs. Alrighty. And these just came out too small. These are wraparounds, and I couldn't get a larger scan of them. Oh, and this is the red foil of that shitty cover. There we go. Once again, these came out. This is another, there should be only one. Electrified Jason. This one probably should have been in there instead of, I don't know, Friday, the Jason versus Jason. I have no idea what's going on here. Frozen Jason? And then, why wasn't this one in there?
Jason on Ice?
I don't understand why I didn't use this one. Maybe it's because I was against the gore or something for 5 seconds. I don't know. There we go. There's a couple of these I'm looking at. I'm going, they should have been in there. This should have been in there. But there you go. Those were the rejects, kids. By all means, tell me what should have put in there instead of what we had. None of these are good. Glad you rejected them. The art is really amateurish. I just realized you didn't do video game covers yet. That's for next season. Yeah, I could do. We could do that for next season. None of these. Let's see. They're all pretty bad. I mean, the one with the girl. Also, internet has been acting up. I meant what I said. This is overall my least favorite of the cover rankings. I could see why you could say that. On the other hand, it's kind of fun, going off on bad comic cards sometimes. He just wanted his machete. Yeah, I like that movie so much. All right, there you go, gang. That is the Friday the 13th covers. On Friday, we are doing, you know what? It was brought. I was going to do something I came up with, just normal superhero covers that look horrific, but it was pointed out to me that Monsters in Filmland, is that what it's called? Famous Monsters of Filmland actually won one of the magazines, and so I'm going to be doing those. I'm going to put those covers in, and that's what we're going to be doing on Friday. So if y'all want to show up at 10:30, I could show you right now that these covers will be better than what you just looked at. So there you go, gang. Just a little. That's actually kind of cool. The Omega Man. Yeah. I may actually go through these and pick 15 awesome ones rather than just do the first few.
Well, those, yeah. Do you want to go to those or back in the early days?
Which ones?
Famous Monsters.
Famous Monsters.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's them. Yeah, obviously you're looking at ones from like the late 80s into the 90s.
Oh, Famous Monsters 1950s. Maybe I should do that one instead. Yes.
Well, same magazine, but the older ones are probably cooler.
Yeah. Let me share it. Let me show off from the older ones then. Why is it doing this? Here it is. Okay. No, reverse sort. There we go. This is the first ones. I may go with the other one because these are a lot of talking heads. Okay, now we're getting to some covers. Yeah. All right. But anyway, even these, they look far, far better than what we just went through. So, yeah, that's going to be Friday. So please join us for that. And as always, thank you for hanging out. What is it? Hey, I know they're not comics, but would you consider doing Goosebump covers? They have some. I would consider doing anything. One of the last Halloween things we're going to be doing is horror movie covers, which I was also thinking, Eric. Wow. I looked up the best horror movies, and I got so many 1950s and 60s. I'm thinking let's go old school on these horror movie covers. I think that might actually be fun because a lot of those were painted. Modern day horror, it's all CGI. It's all what do you call it? Photoshop. Yeah. But the older ones were painted, and they look awesome. Mm-hmm. So I would rather go those than modern day ones. Bonus question. Oh, you asked before Metallica versus Iron Maiden. Goodness gracious.
Metallica.
When they came out, Iron Maiden just kicked their ass up and down, left and right. But then in the 90s, they didn't. So I would say Iron Maiden from Iron Maiden all the way up to Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Bruce Dickinson left. Metallica took the 90s. And so that's my decision on that. RDV likes Metallica better.
I feel like Metallica has a lot more hits, and if they continue going strong.
Well,
where Iron Maiden just kind of fell out of popularity.
Iron Maiden only had one radio song. They just were never played on the radio. All of their fame.
Metallica didn't have any hits until until the Black Album.
Yeah,
and they lost a lot of their.
One was what actually broke them through to commercial.
I mean, I remember in the late
Injustice for All.
In the late 90s, we have Metallica.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, the 90s were them. But if we're talking Iron Maiden versus Metallica, that's how I'm going to say. I just think.
I'm just saying, late 90s. My radio station always played mandatory Metallica around 9 or 10 o'clock.
And then, okay, so I know that I liked the first 3 or 4 albums from Metallica. Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning was all right. It wasn't great, but when you talk about Iron Maiden and then Killers, goodness gracious, The Trooper. What is that one? If you're gonna die, you're gonna die. What the? I forgot the freaking name of the album, but it's got Eddie as the Patriot. 2 Minutes to Midnight. Somewhere in Time. There are just so many great Iron Maiden albums in the 80s. The 80s Iron Maiden kicked Metallica's ass. When the 90s came around, Metallica took over. But overall, I think I've got to give it to Iron Maiden.
Okay, well, one made it to number 35. Yeah, like was it Enter Sandman or whatever it was? That's when Metallica songs you would hear on the same station that was playing.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue that the Black Album was bigger than Injustice for All.
Metallica, their reputation for their first 4 albums is legendary, and I think could go toe to toe with Iron Maiden or anybody else.
Yeah.
In fact, you had Frank Majerica, that same podcast, he goes talking about people that get so into metal. He goes, there's some people that think Metallica hadn't been any good since Cliff Burton died.
But I know a lot of people lost interest in Metallica with, what was that, Saint Anger? I think it was. They just fell out of favor.
It was Saint Anger, and also like people kind of also fell off of Metallica because at least with Iron Maiden, they didn't sell out like Metallica.
Well, I don't think so.
Well, they said nobody left Metallica. I mean, Bruce Dickinson leaving Iron Maiden would have been like John Lennon leaving the Beatles. I mean, it's just not gonna be the same.
And it wasn't.
And I don't think
I lost interest in Iron Maiden after that.
Black Sabbath survived post Ozzy. I don't think Iron Maiden was ever the same.
Yeah, but
Dickinson
post Ozzy introduced Dio. Oh, I'm sorry, Dominic. I talked over you.
Oh, so Dickinson did leave the band for a time, but then he came back to Iron Maiden later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by that time I was disinterested. Although I still listened to those first 6 or 7 albums religiously.
Yeah, but I guess and eventually Pete Rose came back to the Reds, and they he broke the hits record, but it was pretty much his best days were behind him.
Yeah.
So
you're also not wrong about Black Sabbath, like still going strong, like after and like Ronnie came
they
in.
Had Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
I mean,
so it was Iron Maiden, it was Killers, then Number of the Beast. And in all honesty, Iron Maiden had a different singer for Iron Maiden and Killers, and then Number of the Beast is where Bruce Dickinson came on. And then they had Peace of Mind, then the Power Slave, which is what I thought with 2 Minutes to Midnight, Somewhere in Time, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I listened to No Prayer for the Dying, which is actually pretty good, and so is Fear of the Dark. So I go a little bit past Seventh Son. But those albums right there are some of the best albums ever made. Now, let's see. Hold on. Let's clear this freaking air, okay? Because I think it's going in the wrong direction. I was asked, which one do I prefer? If this is turning into any kind of I don't like Metallica conversation, no, because this was my jam.
I am just gonna say this.
I had the honor of hearing these when they were first released and buying them for only $6.86 on a cassette. Go on ahead, RDV.
I was just saying, like, how is it different than any other question that's asked, and you answer it the way you want to answer it without ignoring the question?
I didn't ignore the question. That was it. Metallica or Iron Maiden. If I had to choose, I would choose Iron Maiden.
But you started going real depth, and all you gotta say is, "Well, I like this one."
Well, you said I started backing it up.
Yeah, you went
because I was actually talking it out, because and that's my thought on the process.
It became a 40-minute answer. That's my point, though.
Why not, though? It's content. Okay, here we go. Which one do you prefer, Iron Maiden or Metallica? Iron Maiden.
No. For Venkman, I'll be you. You ask the question.
Okay, which one's better, Metallica or Iron Maiden?
I'm not even going to complete the word.
Right.
Save time.
Yeah, I know, right? It's content. It's okay, but the thing is, I actually do believe that the '80s belonged to Maiden in that particular contest. The '90s, which, by the way, the Black Album, I do believe, was in 1990, 91 or
91.
Yeah,
91.
91 was just a unbelievable year for big selling records.
Yeah, because where I May Roam, that was 1990 or 91.
Whenever I May Roam.
And then
I'm actually looking 1991.
Feel came out in 1997, 98. That was like their best thing off the whole entire Reloaded.
What did we get? Unfortunately, this was the year of Pearl Jam.
Yeah,
Blood Sugar Sex Magic, that was a good one.
Ooh, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah.
No More Tears is an awesome Ozzy Osbourne album.
I agree.
Hold on, if I'm looking at this, I might as well share it. I just looked up 1990s and then expanded.
Did you know that Under the Bridge was never a #1 single?
Oh my gosh, that is I used.
Of course, it's 100. It's 100 singles for E.
REM Out of Time was all right. Metallica, so far the best. I actually liked Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, although I did think they could have just done one album because there's a lot of filler. But when it hits, it hits.
Two albums that were phenomenal that I'm sure I'm the only one that knows of: Teenage Fan Club, Bandwagon-esque, and Girlfriend by Matthew Sweet.
Okay. Diamonds and Pearls with Prince and the Power Generation, I thought was decent. Let's see. Bonnie Raitt, the song was good, but I'm not a Bonnie Raitt fan. See, Forever Apocalypse. Innuendo by Queen. Fuck yeah.
Ooh, yes.
That is an excellent album. Let's see. Not even going to say that one. Slave to the Grind. Yes. Quick as the Name, Use Your Illusion 1. Let's see, 1991 in music. You've got a nope.
Well, right under that, there was 100 Greatest Albums in '91. I'm curious to. Oh, look, it's number 1.
I prefer pictures, but okay. Is it sharing? Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. All right, so Nevermind, and then 10. Achtung Baby. I'm not a big U2 fan. Metallica, the Black Album. That one's good. Blood, Sugar, Sex, and Magic. It was good. Out of Time by REM. The Use Your Illusions were good. Let's see. Not a Cypress Hill fan.
Bad Motorfinger. That was big.
I tried to listen to some more songs from Megadeth. Yeah. The only one I like is Symphony of the Destruction.
I like Liar. Was good. I like that one.
Shit.
So far, so good. So what? I think is the album. Let's see. Let's do. Oh, OG, the Original Gangster by Ice-T. That was pretty damn good.
No, it was Ice motherfucking T.
There you go.
Like
yes.
Samuel L. Jackson was playing. Good Lord, Slint from wow.
Well, what do you say?
I'm amazed that's high on the list. Yeah, on the list.
Let's see.
I barely remember that, and I was selling them in '91.
Prince and the Power Generation. I am a Prince fan. I think he's one of the greatest musicians of all time. So I actually had his entire discography at one time.
Oh, nice.
Let's see. How
did he die again? Was it cancer, or did he?
Fentanyl.
Oh, yeah, Matthew Sweet, number 36. Not bad. Oh, well, Gish. That was actually good. I liked that particular Pumpkins album.
No More Tears is an incredible album. Love that one. Innuendo, as we said.
Top 50. Ooh, number 49.
I'm also seeing a Tribe Called Quest.
Is Pixies the Love Me band? Love Me. What is that?
No.
That's Sixpence, I think it is.
What does the Pixies do?
Pixie, they did nothing commercially successful.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, how about you don't like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Eric?
I can't stand that style of bass. I call it the Seinfeld bass. No, I do not like them. Sam, I am.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot that I actually listen to.
Don't move up from him. Let's see, Green Mind, excellent.
Where's Weld? It's pretty on the inside.
There's a lot. There's 20 better albums by Neil Young. Let's see.
Vanessa Williams, remember that?
God, what's crazy is all this awesome stuff. And you got Color Me Bad.
Yay!
Mr. Big, lean into it.
Wow, is it? We sold so much Ghetto Boys that year.
Yeah.
DJ Quick. Let's see.
For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, I'll tell you what. I don't think it was this one. Actually, yeah, I like this one. I like the OU812. I think this one. No, it was OU812. The one with Finish What You Started. I am David Lee Roth Van Halen all day, all night. But Finish What You Started is come on, baby, finish what you start. One of the greatest Van Halen songs.
All right, you can move it up now.
Lean into it, Mr. Big. I will forever hold a place in my heart because this was the song that my girlfriend at the time absolutely loved. So listened to it on many, many dates with her, and yes, she became my wife. So the album, by the way, which I bought,
not as cool as that. Sort of guy comes up to this guy working at Phil's one day. He goes, Mr. Big, he goes, speaking. And another one was, so I walked up to the counter, goes, UB40? Guy goes, IB23.
UB40? Oh, dude, I wanted to see UB40 in concert. However, like I was on vacation with the family at the time, so I wasn't able to see them. However, on the list, I did see Mr. Bungle, Mike Patton's band, Faith No More.
There is say what you want. I mean, there's.
Did you say Mike Pence?
Okay.
I said Mike Patton.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer this question seriously. Not a lot of people would. Slaughter better than Cinderella. No,
yes.
They weren't. Cinderella, in spite of the lead singer having kind of a scratchy voice, nobody's full. The Heartbreak Station alone. But their second album, definitely, Long Cold Winter, I can listen to it anytime, any place, anywhere.
Well, for one thing, you mispronounced Slafter.
Slafter.
Yeah, that's from the same guy that brought us Gorf Tate, lead singer of Queensryche.
Of course.
It's a
Dio was in fact a rainbow in the dark for Sabbath.
You know, Dominic, I know who Mike Patton is, but I swear to God, I heard Pence too.
No,
I know you said it right. I know you said it right, but it's weird when how it sounds. This on people, like I said, but yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, there is so much great music in '91, and there was something for everybody. Because you could put a top 10 list for people that had absolutely no taste, and it would have stuff like "Color Me Bad," Paul Abdul, and
I think, in all honesty, Bad Comic Review has it correct when he says the only way to answer that question is, I was born in a middle-class family.
85 and 86.
All right,
those two are absolutely fantastic.
85 is Even Good Boy Deserves
Every Good Boy
Fudge.
Deserves Fudge, which was a takeoff of the Moody Blues album title. And Don't Try This at Home, Billy Bragg, who was an avowed socialist.
Really? I didn't know that.
His 91 album was fantastic. Well, he had an album called Workers' Playtime, Dominic. That was your first clue. But I don't think that was long before you were born, but I'm
saying I'm familiar with the guy, but I have not listened to that album like from his discography.
Check that one out if you like his music at all, because I think that was his best by a mile. But I was watching him; he was playing Bogarts one night, and we're listening to him, and then you hear, "Mr. Bragg's merchandise will be on sale at the booth, in the corner," which I got a kick out of, considering he was. I said he was railing on capitalism, this and that, and then come buy my T-shirts.
I just find it hilarious, like those like who like actually genuinely believe in communism and socialism. Like, I mean, not just him, but also like Rage Against the Machine, like another funk metal and also rap rock band, and like they signed up with Sony. That's not hypocrisy. I don't know what is.
Oh, Billy Bragg, at least, he came from I think he came from like somewhere in Scotland, maybe. So I mean, he came back.
That's like during the Troubles.
I don't know. But I mean, he was definitely from somewhere over in Europe. So he was probably, I know that it was a little bigger over there than it was here. Tom Morello, I know he's supposed to be this musical genius. I think he's a fucking idiot.
I mean, he's an idiot because he really doesn't know. He doesn't know and understand like the ideology that him, Zach De La Rocha, and the others like are following. Because if they actually done the research on both communism and socialism, like they would not survive like under those ideologies.
And he's been raging for the machine. I mean, his debut album was on the biggest label on planet Earth. Right? He has been raging for the machine his entire career.
Yeah, I mean, what makes it even more hilarious is that Mike Muir of Suicidal Tendencies and his other band, Infectious Grooves, they actually made a diss track, which I call "Do What I Tell Ya" in reference to Killing in the Name.
But I'll say, Tom Morello is talented, but like I said, his political views are because. I said it's. I said when you are, I said, positioning yourself as this working man's friend when you've been making millions from the biggest corporate label on planet Earth.
That's Bruce Springsteen.
No, but it was Springsteen. At one time, Springsteen was what he professed to be. He just financially grew out of it. But those were his songs, and those were the songs people wanted to hear. No, right. Because politics are, far too left for my taste. But I absolutely love his music up to a point. I mean, Born to Run's been my favorite album for 50 years now.
So. Born in the USA is still a timeless classic and favorite like within his discography.
But I do also find it amusing now that Billy Joe Armstrong,
of Green Day,
and Dick Cheney are now politically aligned.
No, I stopped listening to Green Day years ago, like when they went from punk to sellouts.
Yeah, I will say they had one album because they had two albums on a tiny label called Lookout, and we sold tons of those because we kind of had a punk and indie store in the 80s into the 90s, or through the 90s, I should say.
Just you want to see the difference in back then versus now. I'm looking at the top 200 of 1992. And I'm at 194 and 95. I see Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat. And now that's what I call music. I don't know if you guys remember these things, but they were huge.
I remember.
My brother they had a playlist. It was basically like a thing. And they were talking about on YouTube. It was the top, basically the number one album, number one band of each year. And as you went into the 90s, you got, here comes grunge. And then it was straight to rap.
You see the now compilation you're looking at there?
Uh-huh.
That's about a good probably 10 years before they started coming out in America.
Well, here's the thing. This is number 194 and it sold 900,000 albums.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I said.
Yeah.
If CD burning, if Napster and the ability to record CDs hadn't come along, I would never have met any of you guys because I would be in a much bigger income bracket. I'd be rich.
You'd have your pinky extended out and be like,
absolutely, because I said there were a couple years in the 90s where
you would be drinking New Coke,
where I said we were you couldn't. It was literally a license to print money. I'm curious. I want to see where Buffalo Tom shows up on this.
Hey,
list.
I have this one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm a Harry Connick Jr. fan as well. Also have the bill. I'm from Florida, therefore they issued us boats, beaches, bars, and ballads.
You get that at the DMV, right? With you when you renew your license.
Yeah, as soon as you get a license and you get the Jimmy Buffett collection.
Oh my gosh, my brother had the Crash Test Dummies.
Oh, nice.
I actually like
another artist that I get all of the albums to is Weird Al Yankovic. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah, I don't even think Taylor Swift will sell 1 million copies of an album at this point.
No.
Broken
I mean, the
from
90s,
9 Inch Nails.
I feel like if Taylor Swift had not gone political, she might have reached it.
No. In fact, if she hadn't gone political, she wouldn't have had a prayer, because she's the exception that proves the rule. Her going political gave her an entirely new fan base of woke college students that otherwise would have been too cool for her.
Mm-hmm. Well, what is rather interesting is the Zoomers, the Zoomers, as well as Gen Alpha. Like whenever they listen to like any of these like older musicians and bands, like they get more kick out of them than most of today's music.
God,
Who would win in a fight? Crash Test Dummies or Men Without Hats?
The men without hats would just do the safety dance all over there.
I love the safety dance. They're awesome.
And you got to remember also, these are physical copies. I mean, like Taylor Swift, when she got, I think one of her albums did break 1 million, but it also included like MP3s and digital downloads and shit. So
welcome to wherever you are. In excess, I don't get them. I just, God bless you if you're a fan. I have never liked
Shaboom Shabbat, Kick, and Listen Like Thieves are phenomenal records.
And The Cure, by the way, never.
Ooh, The Cure, and In Excess, nice.
Cure, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, and you can have the rest of them.
Let's see.
But I mean, I like it, but I was a Smiths guy, not a Cure. When I wanted to be depressed.
A lot of Spanish.
No, I've actually listened to the Smiths as well growing up. Besides like the Cure, and if you ask me, I listen more to the Smiths more so than the Cure.
Do you know the story behind their breakup? They were so fed up.
You need to refresh my memory of that.
They were so fed up with Morrissey that they broke up the band and didn't tell him.
Oh wow! Okay, it's coming back. Wow,
a lot of great.
I'm not sure Johnny Marr and Morrissey have spoken since.
Oh, any Beastie Boys from the early '90s, definitely.
Come on,
Little Earthquakes, also by Tori Amos, I thought was a
see number 73 there.
Oh, nice.
Pantera,
yeah. They contacted us wanting to do an in-store where I was working.
Yeah.
Then that blew up, and they called us a week in advance and said they'd be too tired. That honestly could have kept that store going for another year, because I said that when Iron Maiden went to Record Alley, that was huge.
Countdown to Extinction actually was a good Megadeth.
See, I actually became a Stabbing Westward fan for a while.
Let's see. You got me interested in going to Home for Christmas by Amy Grant was actually a good Christmas album.
How in the hell? There's no way Buffalo Tom cracks the top 50.
Oh, wait. Actually, can you, because you want me to scroll back up a little bit? I actually just saw the Boomerang soundtrack.
Yes. Boomerang soundtrack. 3 million albums sold for that soundtrack.
Can I make a proclamation?
What?
Sure.
1991 was a much better year for music than 1992.
Yep, I told
you. Mainly
you.
because we used to do top 25s at the record store at the end of the year. I haven't seen any of my top 25 on this list.
I like the one.
All right.
Well, that was good. Now we're in the top 50 here for 1992. I'm not really counting when I'm looking at these going, I had that one, I like it. I'm trying not to count the
greatest hits don't count.
Yeah. Aladdin soundtrack, had that, listened to it a lot.
TLC?
God bless you if you like them. It just wasn't my bag.
You'll see. There's Crisscross and
wait. Same with Crisscross. They were,
Wait, I was gonna ask who's under Crisscross because she looked familiar.
I feel bad for anybody who does not like the master of the pan flute.
Let's see.
Sam Fear.
I'm looking. I'm going.
He's governor of the pan flute.
Alice in Chains.
Nah, Keep of the Faith, Bon Jovi, good album.
Oh, nice.
Adrenalize by
Adrenalize.
Had that one, like that one.
Me too.
A lot about living and a little about love. Dug that one too.
Nice.
By the way, since we're not counting them, I will mention, however, that I bought the ZZ Top Greatest Hits because I've heard them. I remember Legs. Let me give a try, and I became a huge ZZ Top fan after I heard that.
Now I'm going to assume that, based on these numbers, that these are to date and not just that year, because obviously, no records ever sold 26 million in 1 year.
Well, yeah, it's also saying, by the way, I guess it would be because it's saying ranking 92, number 4, ranking 9. Yeah, so it's adding for that. Unplugged, it's great. It's Bodyguard, yeah. Okay, let's see. If you don't mind, I'm kind of digging this. But let's see. Let's by year or by decade. Let's see. Does this mean we can get the years? Because I would rather. Yeah, I'm looking for the year instead of the decades.
Sure, sir.
It doesn't. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, so it should. There should be like on the filters. If you like go to the decades, and it'll say 1990 all the way to 99 or 80.
You would think. I don't know. Or do we have people still watching? Because I'm like not looking at the chat. Do we even have chat talking about this? Hello, guys. How you doing? I'd vote Crash Test Dummies. Love the commercial and toys. Remember, Kamala went after Michael Jackson, which is why Janet hates her. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, I heard about that.
We're both oldies but goodies. I wonder how the panel feels. Haha. I think. What are they? Springsteen was great. What are we looking at? I love comics. Which Soji's is better? Beach Boys, Surfing USA, or Chuck Berry, Johnny Be Good? Oh shit. Okay. Beach Boys over Chuck Berry. Johnny Be Good over the two songs that you put up there. Surfing USA is a very fun song. Johnny Be Good rocks. Yep. Johnny Be Good, Chuck Berry has some great freaking songs. Don't get me wrong. And my introduction to him was My Ding-a-Ling because I was a kid. And I thought that was funny as heck. My ding-a-ling, won't you come and play with my ding-a-ling? But also... what was that freaking song? Beat down, up down. That's when I heard that highway sound. Cadillac moving like stand still. Gonna bump. Maybelline, why don't you be true? That was it. Maybelline, what can't you be true? Whoa, Maybelline. I love that song. Yeah. Anyway, so Chuck Berry does have some great songs, but Beach Boys, Pet Sounds is an amazing album. Just hands down that one.
I was watching this video. So you're talking about Chuck Berry and us. So that brings up because you're probably thinking about the Back to the Future thing where he's playing the guitar, and he actually I don't know if you knew this, but apparently Michael J. Fox knew how to play. I think you might have mentioned this before too, but he knew how to play guitar, but they teach him how to play it wrong. So it actually would show up. It actually looks like he's playing it. Otherwise, I guess the the angles they were trying to get, if you played it correctly, it wouldn't been caught on camera or something like that. So a guy actually who knows with guitar played the notes that that he was playing on screen and dubbed that over the audio that was in the movie. And boy, does it sound horrible! No, and so when they when the crowd goes and they look. It's just so much more funny, than it is in the movie. But I never knew that.
He appropriate for the current topic. Okay,
he knew how to play the song for like Chuck Berry and all this stuff, and Earth Angel. but they forced him. They're like, "Hey, we need to teach you how to play it wrong, so we can like you get." He's like, "What?"
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I was surprised when I learned about that years ago, and I was impressed. I'm impressed like by Fox's like play with the guitar.
Yeah.
Okay, the 100 best-selling albums of 19. No, we did 200 on the last one. I can do 200. Okay. I am so
Bro, Stevie Nicks, John
going all
Mellencamp.
the way down. Let's see what ended up being in the 200. Didn't quite crack 100. And once again, best of. Oh shit! Actually, sometimes the best ofs count when it's Nat King Cole, ladies and gentlemen. A Little Ain't Enough, excellent freaking album. David Lee Roth, I chose him over the Van Halen split up. So, yeah.
Rhaegar, did you really just finally show up now, or you just been lurking this whole entire time?
What?
Rhaegar shows up after 220 minutes. He says, "This isn't comic book covers."
Hey, sometimes we talk about music because Eric has, just like we talk about movies. I have a lot of movie knowledge. Eric has a lot of music knowledge. David Hasselhoff outsold David Lee Roth. Wow.
Oh no! All right, I see PM Dodd up with Huey Lewis on the News.
Hard to Play, yes. 650,000 albums.
Oh, Sarah McLachlan Solace.
Aria Speedwagon, the second. That's another greatest hits. And let's see, nothing of note. It looks like in our.
Is this in Europe or global or what is this?
It's apparently global. I would love to. Okay, you know what? Maybe I will. I'll try to. Here we go. 1991 American record sales. There we go. Let's see. List of Billboard 200 #1 albums of. Oh wait, that's just the #1 albums.
Oh, you're talking about? I thought that was it Hip to Be? No, what was an American Psycho? Was it Huey Lewis News? Hip to Be a Square?
Yeah, it's still just giving me, but yeah, it has a listing of worldwide stuff.
See, I don't when I think of American Psycho, I don't think of that. I think of Genesis because that's what they're talking about. It being the it's like
New Jack City, man. That Money 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 song, that was freaking huge.
New Jack City.
Let's see, Best Certificate by Ice Cube. Always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Diamond Rio. I'm not.
Alabama, yay!
Cheap Trick's greatest
Joe
hits. I
Levert.
remember they had a little bit of a comeback. Psychotic Supper by Tesla. I like Tesla as a band. Don't go see them live because they're boring as hell. But their music on the albums was always
just rocking out to Modern Day Cowboy yesterday. That was on the radio. This popped on.
Didn't actually listen to Dolly Parton in the 90s too much. DJ Jazzy Jeff's all right. Let's see.
Oh, Smashing Pumpkins, Gish.
Bye.
Aaron Neville, Essential Plus, The Doors.
Modern Day Cowboy by Tesla just popped on the radio the other day, and I was like, I haven't heard of that in like 20 years.
Oh wow!
Because I don't listen to the radio that much, and they used to play it all the time, and then like they just stopped within probably the last 10 years, probably or more. But I mean, yeah. Same what they used to have on like in the early 2000s. They had mandatory Metallica, every night around starting at 10 at midnight. It was mandatory Metallica. So I was just having fun with it because like, dude, Metallica is just so much fun to listen to on the radio.
Let's see. So what's the album you're talking about there, Eric? I had this, the Robin Hood Prince Thieves soundtrack.
Richard Marx.
Oh my gosh. Some of this, I was listening to more heavy metal kind of stuff at this point in time.
Yeah, it looks like we got another global list here.
Yeah, it's global.
Yeah.
Mr. Big.
But it's got...
Yeah. It's,
Innuendo.
We have more CDs down at the store right now than we know what to do with. And it's amazing how often some of this stuff shows up until you look at this and realize how many copies they sold.
I know, right?
Now, some of these things, I promise you, there are more copies either in landfills, in stores that sell used music, than are in people's houses at this point, because with changing tastes, everybody downsizing, downloading, etc. Like, so the physical copies, like Howie and the Blowfish sold God knows how many millions of copies. I'm not sure there's. We call him Howie and the Blowfish. Okay. I don't know where that came from, but it's like this one of the Seal records. I know at one time we had 13 copies of it at the store.
All right.
Used that just because nobody wants it anymore.
I got to tell you, Blue Light, Red Light. Like I said, I'm a Harry Connick fan.
Did you hear?
I played the shit out of that CD.
They're bringing up Tupac in the chat, but did you hear about now? There's a connection between P. Diddy and Tupac.
Well, maybe Tesla, Dawkins, and Vinnie Vincent Invasion rarely get played, and I blame Freddie Krueger's.
I was going to say that Tupac's
bad comic book reviews. For the
Bengals.
I don't know. Let's see. I have that one. There's a couple of them. I used to buy a lot. Like I said, I was more into the heavy metal stuff and the hair bands and all that, which I saw someone say sucks.
Have you ever seen pictures of Tupac when he was either, I don't know if he was in it or he was associated with the Digital Underground?
He collaborated with Digital Underground.
There's a picture of him where he looks like Urkel. I mean, he was manufactured.
Was he doing the Humpty Dance?
No, he was gone by then. But
he definitely he was involved. No, Tupac was involved with Digital Underground's same song.
But like I said, there's some pictures before he went thug. There's some pictures of him where he truly looks like he raided Urkel's closet.
Like I said, I've heard so many different the theories about his murder. Like some say it was at Suge Knight. What's the guy's
name?
Suge Knight.
Yeah,
involved in there, and then others saying it was just like other gangs that he could cross random.
Yeah. Did you know that Pantera was a power metal band before they? Yeah.
Before they went to groove metal. Yeah.
Is it Pantera? One of them was actually Striper is the one that's a Christian band.
No, yeah. Pantera is the one where one of their members, someone walked up on stage and blew his head off.
Oh,
Dimebag Daryl.
I remember reading about that.
Yeah, that's kind of how Lee Morgan got it. Only in his case, it was his wife had found out he'd been stepping out on her, so he was rehearsing one night on a stage, and the wife just walked into the club and blew him away.
Jeez.
So I said, Mrs. Hartman didn't originate that idea.
It's just the fact. Right. I mean, did she turn the gun on herself, or did she just go to jail?
I don't know what happened after that. Sam Cooke was killed by a jealous lover.
Mm-hmm.
What'd I tell you, bro? Dames
is grief, Sammy.
Yep. There's nothing like a dame. Nothing in this world.
Box of tissues would have solved all his problems. He just got it. That delayed effect. I love that 8-second delay.
Wait a second. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway. Uh-oh. I just got a message from Dalton. A little preview of tomorrow night's review show. We've been reviewing the Agatha All Along TV show. And we've been enjoying it, actually. It's not as good as the Penguin. Penguin is amazing. But we've been enjoying it. I don't know what's going to go on. I'm going to watch it myself, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow night after me and Gail get home from our date night. But he says, well, it was fun while it lasted. This episode sucked. So let's see how that is.
Well, speaking of things that most people are sorry, did you see who's standing by you on Joker 2?
No.
Richard.
Professor Pixel
and Ethan.
Ethan Van Sciver, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You guys look at Pixel. Pixel enjoyed it.
Yeah. Because in all honesty, I keep telling Gail, as far as I know, we're the only people in the world who like this movie. So, and we do. It's a great.
I get to a Pixel. I mean, if it's a musical, I probably won't see it. But if it's not, if it's completely actually has story, like I hated Sweeney Todd because it was just straight up musical.
Yeah, that is more an operatic musical.
I don't like rock operas. I'm not into that.
Well, it's called a jukebox musical when it uses songs that already exist. Like say Moulin Rouge, there was just one original song for it, so they could put it in for the Oscars.
Is it better or worse than Streets of Fire?
Streets of Fire is not a musical. I mean, it's got music in it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So if it's
Joker 2 is a musical.
Okay, and
it is a jukebox musical at that because they sing songs that have already existed. There's no new music in that one. I've been enjoying EFAP's review of Agatha. I find you guys' review interesting, at least. Says, oh, thank you. Imagine what we find out if Trump is elected again. Remember what he said about JFK
revelation.
Wait. Are you talking about? Either you're talking about spoilers for Joker 2 or spoilers for Agatha?
Agatha. I feel like Joker 2 will be one of those niche movies in the future, like Halloween 3 now and The Thing. When they came out, people hated it. And okay, some people, it didn't get the big audience, but what happened with The Thing that really started the ball rolling is HBO. HBO was new, and of course, rich people had it, but then as it grew and everybody could afford it, some movies did well, and they just kept repeat. And The Thing was one of them that just kicked. So. Also, VHS. Once again, a lot of people would rent it that didn't see it in the theaters.
MK, normally I would go with Foreigner, but I've heard that song way over Jukebox Hero versus Shout.
You mean like Shout?
Oh, Shout. These are things.
By Tears for Fears? Shout.
I'm going Tears, man, because I've heard Jukebox Hero so many times. I hate that song though.
Between those two, I'm going Jukebox Hero. But Tears for Fears has better songs than Jukebox Hero.
Then they also do Head Over
Heels. Then again, Foreigner has.
I was going to say, so does Foreigner.
Yeah, I was about to say what? Jukebox Heroes is the name of the song, not the band.
I think the other one was at Head Over Heels. Was the other song they had?
Yeah, I love that's Head Over Heels is absolutely fantastic. I love that one. But of the two, No Joker 2 will be disgraced and always remembered with Revel or forgotten entirely, but only reviled when brought up. For you, maybe, but hey, a lot of movies have come back like that. A lot of movies have been like, that was kind of misunderstood. The one and main thing I hear that people hate Joker 2 for is that it wasn't what they expected from the end of Joker number 1.
Here's something that may trigger people. The Man Who Sold the World. I like Kurt Cobain's cover better than Bowie.
Why would that trigger anybody?
Well, there are some diehard Bowie fans.
Well, but I will argue that Aretha Franklin's version of Bridge Over Troubled Water is better than Simon and Garfunkel's. Sometimes somebody else's take can be better than the original. It doesn't happen often, but and usually if you can find one that you can go to bat for being better, both versions are fantastic.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, heck, I remember when I was listening to Knocking on Heaven's Door by Guns N' Roses, I didn't know that was a cover from like Bob Dylan, who originally sung Knocking on Heaven's Door. And when I listened to that one, I honestly prefer like Guns N' Roses rendition of the song.
Yeah, Anthrax covers a Joe Jackson song. Yeah, I'm the Man. And
I'm the Man? Really?
Here we go. Hurt, Johnny Cash, or Hurt, Nine Inch Nails?
Oh, Johnny Cash every day, twice on Tuesdays, 3 times on every day.
I'm more biased to Johnny Cash than I am to Nine Inch Nails, but I agree that Nine Inch Nails does actually have a good version of their song.
Yeah.
Nine Inch Nails has the same.
Trent Reznor.
9 Inch Nails has the same song in every album. Every song is the same as the last one. I mean, like literally, he wrote one song and made different albums with it. It is. I don't get it. I you know what? God bless you if you like it. 9 Inch Nails. Here's my song now. That's it. All throughout his entire fucking career,
and he made millions.
Yeah. And he made millions. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Fuck that. Don't give me this. And he made millions because you know what? See, if you're going that way, the most brilliant man in the entire history of entertainment in Hollywood or whatever is Senior Winchester. He drew a fucking face on his hand and had a career for 60 years. Oh, sorry. That's it. He's the biggest fucking genius in entertainment.
I got to issue a correction. The cover they did was "Got the Time," not "I'm the Man," but it was great. I mean, it's I said it's yeah.
I was thinking because "I'm the Man" is a rap. So I was like, "That's Joe Jackson." Joe Jackson did it. Okay.
Yeah, he did everything else, but no, it's got the time. But
when like I said, at this point, I'm pretty sure the guy from National is crying in his millions of dollars about.
Oh yeah, that I don't like. Oh, I'm sure. Yes, that's the way it is with most of these musicians who you look at and go, well, they suck.
I think of that Zombieland with Woody Harrelson. He's drying his eyes with the dollar
bills. Oh, he doesn't like me.
My brother makes compilation CDs to keep his sanity down at the store.
Yeah,
because it really is I've called it Cheers without the funny people, and that's about the kindest thing I can call it. But
it's a reboot of Cheers.
One of the things he does is makes covers cover CDs, and he's got hundreds of them. So I mean, I've heard just an unbelievable amount of covers, and there are a lot of fantastic ones out there that a lot of them probably do compete with the originals, if not surpass.
Okay, okay. Versus Nirvana, whom also I'm not a big fan of, but at least Nirvana has Team Spirit and Come As You Are. At least those two.
That's like saying so that's like saying do you like the Toadies or Sublime?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you anything about them.
you're dead to me. Yes, Nevermind is a masterpiece, a governor piece. it just is. I mean, it's not just me. I mean, it's.
Oh, I know a lot of people. I know I am in the minority.
I mean, I just. Well, I mean, you look. It's perfectly within your rights not to like them. I mean, I'm just. Sometimes I'm dumbfounded why it was that Pearl Jam got so much bigger, because Nirvana really. I mean, they weren't even in the same area code as Pearl Jam until Kurt blew his brains out. And then, back then, death was a good career move. I mean, Stevie Ray Vaughan, it's resurrected his career to this day.
It's good type.
But,
thank you.
But I said, I never understand, because Pearl Jam to me just seemed like rock. It's a rock band.
Yeah.
It's more,
nothing.
In other words, it's more rock than grunge.
Well, it's just there was just nothing special. It's like everybody went gaga over the Black Crowes, when I thought it is because after a decade of synth pop, people had forgotten what rock music sounded like.
I can give you what that's you true. Got to come home me.
I said, what's this? It's a guitar.
About the Black Crowes, they're actually still active. Several songs on my favorites to this day are Remedy and Hard to Handle, which is actually thanks to them I was introduced to Otis Redding.
Oh, I'm not saying that they're not good. I'm just saying that if that same band had existed in the 70s, they'd have been just another band. Yeah, they're really not that distinguishable from just like the rank and file, but they came along at the right time, and people really did gravitate towards them.
Right. Now, I will say like a cover that actually helped enhance the original would have to be Ugly Kid Joe's rendition of Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin.
It's good. Hey, speaking of you mentioned Otis Redding. Have you ever listened to Leon Bridges' first album?
Yes.
It's like he's Otis reincarnated.
I know.
Unfortunately, that's it. After that, I don't know who got a hold of his sound, but nothing else has come close.
Yeah,
and even looked like an old album. The cover art was made to look old.
Say again.
We're talking about a guy named Leon Bridges.
Oh,
whose first album I said was like the second coming of Otis Redding.
Mm-hmm.
The name of my Guitar Hero band with friends was General Herpes. Okay. Let's see. I always wanted to hear a rock band named Toe Jam and Earl. The thing about that band is they were good on guitars and drums, but mostly the singer was into Himalayan throat singing. It wasn't even that death metal. It was really so yeah, that's basically what you get from Toe Jam and Earl, except for the one of the singers went higher, so it was always like, and then the other one was like, so yeah, that's what you get from Toe Jam and Earl. It's a weird band, but if it's your kind of thing, yeah, I get it. Not my. I mean, I enjoyed the first one, but really the second one, their second outing was a lot better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Toe Jam and Earl's a video game, by the way, and he's just fucking around. I just figured I'd play along with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, we can tell.
That's it. But good times with that. Let's see. I think our movie sucks now in general, and it's a reflection of decay. What?
Wait,
I don't remember what our rock band was. I always played the drums. I thought that would be more challenging. Played the drums and sang because at the time I had a voice.
Right, and Aaron, you might agree with me on this. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna say all movies suck, but I think the death of the movie magazine, remember oh god, what was there used to be like 2 or 3 dedicated magazines to movies that were coming out in production, whatnot.
Yeah.
And I think since we now consume our entertainment in 2 or 3 minute bites on YouTube and then jump cuts, et cetera, I don't think most people have the patience for quality anymore.
That is actually a true fact.
If it's not, if your senses aren't being assaulted, and the kind of things that would have appealed to maybe an older audience, they're just not being made. I think about. I mentioned how the Black Crowes, if it had come out 15 years earlier, they'd have been just another band. Remember the Robert Downey Jr., Robert Duvall movie, The Judge?
Yep.
Remember how I was like, oh my God, somebody made a movie the way they used to. It seemed to be great, but it wouldn't have stood out 30 years ago before that.
No, but since it's Robert Downey Jr.
Well, and they don't make movies like that anymore. So and they make even less of them now.
It's similar to like how soundtracks are being made today, because back then, like not only the score but also the songs that were performed by different musicians and bands, they actually play a role in the development of the characters as well as the plot. And nowadays they don't do that.
I saw an interview. It was with Winona Ryder, and she was talking about the kids on Stranger Things, and she says, "Yeah, I was telling them, oh, you should see this and you should see that." And they would say, "Yeah, I don't watch movies because they're too long." The TikTok has destroyed freaking attention spans with these kids nowadays.
I know, it's crazy.
It's something. Yeah, we didn't have one of the best movies. Obviously, I saw it on a re-release. One of the best movies I've seen as a kid. Still, one of my favorite movies now is Mary Poppins. It's a family movie. It's about 2.5 hours long.
I mean,
and the thing is if you wanted to cut it, if you wanted to make it short, what scene would you cut? All of them are great. The only one I guess you could cut without losing a lot of the story is the where they go see Uncle. Goodness gracious, what's his name? I love to laugh, where they're floating on the ceiling and everything.
Yeah.
Well, why would you cut that? It's amazing, So
it's a classic.
We had patience with stuff. Before MTV, there wasn't all these cuts. A horror film for kids would be Something Wicked This Way Comes, a slow burn movie. We loved it. Got scared to death by it. But we loved it. Yeah.
Rager, I agree. The era of the movie star is kind of fading away. I think more kids are realizing they should go outside to touch grass than sit there in a movie theater. Like, as it is, you don't even have to go. That's the thing. You don't even have to go to the theater anymore. You can just sit at home and watch a movie nowadays if you really want to at your leisure and pause it. It's not that they have an attention span. It's just that the movies today probably aren't as good as the movies back in the day when you guys were going to see it. You didn't have all these distractions. You didn't have internets. You didn't have all these video games. You had arcades.
The big thing. The big thing that's keeping people from going to theaters, there's two things. One, cell phones have destroyed politeness. And two, we have it at home. Right now, you can own a big ass 80-inch LED widescreen TV, and you can have that brilliant surround sound in your own home.
Whatever just came
up. The thought of going to the movies where the guy next to you is going to be chomping on popcorn so loud, and the person 2 doors down is looking at their cell phone throughout the entire thing.
Joker 2 is already on streaming now.
Yeah.
So
I think that's
it used to be 3 months.
Now, I think that's ruining it as well. Yeah, you're right.
Streaming killed the DVD sales, which would usually took a while for them to release it.
If I were running one of the studios, I would put the movies out, give them their life, meaning however long it takes them to fade away. Okay, fine. Then I would give it a DVD release, a physical media release, and then it would go on VOD, and then finally to streaming services. Get people to pay for it before you give it to them for pennies.
Well, yeah, it would be 3 months at least mandatory in the theater, and then when you want to see it, eventually they'll upload it in a streaming service. Then but I also know there are people who wait. Back in the day, man, even before streaming, I knew people that would wait 3 months. They don't want to see it in the theater. They'd wait for it to come out on DVD. Then they pick it up.
Yeah, I wouldn't allow a movie to hit streaming until after 6 months after it's out of theater, so you could get those sales.
Yeah.
But I would release the VOD like right after DVDs, or at the same time. Point being is you're getting paid for it rather than.
Yeah, I would not do it at the time, but then you get the idea with Black Widow. They released at the same time. It was in the theater.
One thing, by the way, that I think also has hurt is this. Like one thing, Netflix. The reason I think studios did better when you only have Netflix is that Netflix had to pay you for your movies. Sony never actually is the only theater that did not make a streaming service. Disney, with Disney Plus, which I have, I think it's brilliant. Disney they're on the hook for all costs.
But here's the thing:
for everything that goes in there, if you beforehand they would be renting it out. Take
away Amazon Prime, take away everything, and you don't have Netflix. Someone's gonna rip it off of Netflix and put it up on a pirate site.
Well, yeah,
so you won't even get the money from that.
Yeah, that's been since the very beginning.
But yeah, like I said, the piracy was bad, but it's not as bad as it is now.
let's see. I'd put it this way for me: if I really think a movie's worth my time, I don't mind paying money to see it. Well, I got for my birthday. I said this before, but I got for my birthday one of those AMC cards. And yeah, my birthday now makes me pay $20 a month, but I get to go see 3 movies a week. Holy shit, that's great.
So I treat that what you just talked about.
Yeah.
It's like getting a Costco membership.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not going that often, it ain't worth paying the $130, whatever it is for that.
The thing about that is I love movies. I love going to the movies.
I know that's
so I will go more often because I have the card. It's not I don't go often so I won't get the card. I have the card, therefore I will go. I would go anyway a lot of times, but I hadn't seen a movie because we just haven't had the money to. But $20 for 3 movies a week. I mean, if $11, I think it's 12 or something like that over at the theater here. 2 movies, and okay, yeah, I made my money, but I've been watching 2 to 3 movies a week these days. So yeah. Hey, Leon, what's up? Let's see. Remember when Blockbuster Video never felt Netflix was a threat? I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
What didn't Blockbuster have the chance to buy Netflix or vice versa or something like that?
Yeah, and they refused. They said no. It was bad. It was Paramount. Actually, that's what Paramount was trying to sell. Paramount I think was Blockbuster, and they fucked up because they had something happened, like a movie or 2 bombed or something like that. But yeah, I remember it was Paramount that had a chance to get Netflix and didn't. I just watched Beetlejuice on YouTube for free. The second one, I have noticed that there's a couple of Arabs that have been they've been putting modern movies on, just in an act of, being who they are, an act of terrorism. They put Borderlands on for free, so I'm sure they killed a couple of people with that movie.
Well, here's the thing though. You bring up Borderlands, people were saying, "Man, now I'm rethinking Borderlands being better because if they saw Joker 2." That's
fucking way. Whoever says that didn't see the movie and they're just writing.
Or maybe they just don't. Maybe they don't actually have a valid opinion, and you're just mad because they don't like your movie.
No, I've seen both films. Objectively, Borderlands.
But that's your opinion, though.
That's why I'm saying it's not an opinion. There are just some movies that are just like that. It's not an opinion that Godfather is a better movie.
But to say they didn't watch the movie, though, that's bullshit. To say they didn't watch the movie, that's bullshit.
No, I will tell you they couldn't defend. You're right. I don't know if they did or not, but I'm calling it. I'll say I bet money on it.
I'll just say in my honest opinion, if they watched either one of them,
either one of what?
Joker 2 or Borderlands. But the thing is there are objectively better movies than others. It's
not wrong.
That is absolute fact. Whether or not you like it better, that's different.
I'd rather spend like about $1,000 and a bet that the Reds are going to win the World Series and watch them lose than watch Joker 2.
My take, like the thing that popped in my head was I can honestly say that, like a movie like Batman and Robin is worse than The English Patient as far as how it was made. It was better acted, far better shot, great scenes. You could tell it took time. The cinematography is amazing, but English Patient is boring as balls, and at least Batman and Robin is fun as a bad movie. Eric Breen, your voice, I think I know, says Leon. I love comics. Which is better, 1984 or Oppenheimer?
I like Oppenheimer. I've never seen. I did watch 1984.
That's not a long time ago. I don't remember.
Leon probably from this channel, if nowhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because unless you watch Geek Puppet Show, that's where he's usually on.
No, I don't do a whole lot with the Fossils or with
West
West
Avion
Brigade anymore.
No,
It's just the only day of the week that I have to be somewhere is Saturday morning, so that kind of makes doing the aficionados. I have to rearrange shit to do that.
Okay. Hello?
Yes.
Still here.
Did E drop?
Probably in the process.
I was like, it got really
Again.
quiet. I was like, yeah, I thought I'm on mic. E to make a rebuttal? I was like, that's not normal. But I don't know.
It's his connection again.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was funny because, like, I remember, like, Borderlands was the most hated, talked about movie on social media, and then people saw Joker 2 like, and some guys like, yeah, I'm reevaluating my opinion on that. I was like, dang, if you didn't like Joker 2 that much, wow, you really got screwed over.
But the Borderlands movie is still an objectively bad movie.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's like that. I feel bad for that person. You know, they wasted their money on something that they truly did not like. You know,
what movie?
No, Joker 2.
Joker 2. Yeah. That's what I usually say. You know, my time was better spent. I like
exactly.
Yeah. And that goes obviously opposite. If I didn't like something, okay, hey, I'm glad you liked it. Your time was better spent.
I don't look at the charts to see what's the number one song or number one movie, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I usually just bought it. I watched it on TV or I got it from Blockbuster. I didn't give a crap what the rating was. If I enjoyed the movie, it was a good rental. If I hated the movie, I'm like, man, I should have got the other one instead, and I beat myself up over it.
I'm like that at dinner. If me and my wife go out, Gail, you know, if we go out, I'm always do I want the green curry today? Do I want massaman? Am I in a whatever I get, I wish I got the other thing.
But
anywho,
thank you, MK. Yes, his deep voice is unmistakable, coming from someone that makes us all sound like we're doing falsetto.
I know, right? Still crazy how well Barbie did last year to me at the box office. Says MK.
Barbie and Oppenheimer.
It was one of those right place, right time thing for both of them.
Yeah.
If you release those movies 6 months apart, they might have. Barbie would have been successful. Oppenheimer might have been a niche movie.
If they released it at Christmas time, surrounded by all the other Oscar bait movies, it might not have made it. But I like them both. Surprisingly, like I did a bit of a harsh review on the channel here about Barbie, and I kept wanting to go back to it, and so I did. I watched it again. And I was like, yeah, I'm wrong. I'm wrong about it. It is a men's rights movie, by the way, but it was just good.
But I do think about how interesting it is that those movies did so well. When you think about all the movies that like suffer from bad timing, or like I remember the band Garbage. They're what was supposed to be their blockbuster album came out on 9/11.
Was that? I think I'm paranoid.
Yeah, it's like that was also the day that one of the stores around here opened. They've gone to become very, very successful, but
well, apparently I was watching the Craig Ferguson. I didn't realize that she got involved in drugs and stuff.
Who? Oh, Meryl or Shirley Manson?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
So Leon Haley.
Not surprised she'd be him. Go ahead.
Leon Haley saying, "What do you think about the live-action Disney movies, aka the Stitch movie they want to make?" Okay, now, big Disney fan. Like I said, I've got Disney Plus. I've lived in Florida my entire life until my wife decided to rip me from my home soil.
He's like it sounded like you moved to your family, and my parents forced him to move.
No. My wife did.
I know. It's like
that's flat out it.
That's what's even funnier about it because you're adult, but you're like,
yeah. I love my wife. I want to be with her. She wanted to be in Indiana. Therefore, I'm in fucking Indiana. But yes, big Disney fan. So here's what I think about the live action films. They're absolutely useless. Most of the time, what I tried to do is look, I don't agree with its existence, right? So that carries me so far. That carries me up to the box office. Okay, if I'm going to go see the movie, then I'm going to watch it on its own merit. I'm not going to go, I'll compare it to this one or that one because there's been remakes forever and a day. And sometimes they're better, sometimes they're worse, sometimes they're just as good. We brought up The Thing. The Thing is an incredible remake. It's an incredible
thing, man.
I still like the Howard Hawks original Thing. I don't need to hate both of them. Just because one exists or doesn't need to exist doesn't mean you can't get a bad remake. That being said, most of the Disney remakes right now off the cuff, just they're shit. And mainly because they want to put modern day politics into them or modern day attitudes into them rather than respect the source material.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely hated The Lion King. They tried to do it with modern day CGI instead of animation. And they didn't want to make the lions expressive. They wanted them to look realistic. So you got, Dad, no, you're dying. That's horrible. I mean, it looks like every player was Aubrey Plaza from Parks and Rec. You know, it was just straight faced. There was no life to it. Oddly enough, I'm one of the only people I know that liked Little Mermaid and Dumbo. You know, so I take each one.
My thing is,
because
I like the cartoon. I was gonna say I like the cartoon in Dumbo. I don't think there ever should have been a live action for it, even if it is good.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think there should be a live action of Dumbo. I don't think there should be a live action of Little Mermaid. I don't think they should. I agree with you, but but there is one, so I'm not going to watch it in any other way than watching that particular movie.
So when are we getting a live action of Toy Story?
I know, right?
It's gonna be horrible.
Actually, there is a live action of Toy Story in a way.
Park.
There's a Muppet movie that came, not starring the actual Muppets, but it's like when the toys came to life or something like that. It's a Christmas movie.
Okay, I think you should have like their live action is at Disney World. They're all nice.
Yeah,
the acting.
But normally, once again, Leon, when it comes to the Disney remakes, I hate it all the way up to the moment I watch it. And then I'm watching it with an open mind. Hopefully, I'm hoping what I'm going to watch is just as good as the original, if not better. Unfortunately, very, very disappointed.
Well, the other thing, Lion King, they make everybody black.
Well, yeah, that takes place in Africa. I can see the.
The original voice cast wasn't that the way, though.
No. Just the opposite.
I know, right?
Robert Guillaume was the only black voice there. Well, no, James Earl Jones, obviously. The worst of the Disney live action remakes absolutely has to be the Pinocchio that came out with Tom Hanks. They just didn't understand the story, and the fact that they released it at the same time of Guillermo del Toro's brilliant Pinocchio. Yeah. Critters or Gremlins, which was better movie and which would win in a fight? Critters would win in
no, the Critters would eat the Gremlins.
The Critters have long-range weapons, but the Gremlins have the numbers.
I don't know. The Critters, remember, they just rolled through and they just ate everything in sight.
Yeah, I don't know. The
Gremlins were in there just drinking beer and just doing stuff.
See, okay, but if you take it serious, if you take it serious, right? And the two of them knew they were in a fight. So if you're pitting them and you take it serious for what they are, even if the Critters killed a whole bunch of them, the blood will wet the rest of the Gremlins, and then they'll just multiply. So once again, Critters have long range. I think they're better armed, but Gremlins does have the numbers. So yeah, but the movie-wise, Gremlins. That makes sense. It's unfortunate because Christopher Nolan makes some good movies. I've not yet watched Barbie. I have no desire to.
Unless you're talking about the gremlins, like the car, and then the critters on the road. Then I agree, gremlins.
Let's see. MK is asking, do you think it would be a good idea for people to just buy same price movie tickets to view from home to help prevent pirating, or would that increase it? Well, you can put it on your computer and just hit screen save. You know, I've got that capability. I could do those videos, so I know other people can. Yeah. Would it help stop piracy for doing it from home and make it easier? I would think. Let's see. Yeah, I'm comparing it straight to the remake because what was the point of making it? You're not going to enrich from the original. Well, sometimes a remake can be just to introduce the story to somebody. And if you do get a movie like Howard Hawks' The Thing and then John Carpenter's, those are the same story, two different tellings. Two different tellings on that completely. But it doesn't make one better or one worse.
I mean, you're never gonna be able to stop pirating. You can, you can slow it down for a little bit by adding in new technology, but eventually someone figures how to get around that, and you just gotta keep doing it. Don't you remember?
They had speed, poison needles, and nasty teeth. Yeah, but like I said, if they wet everybody, I don't know. Once again, maybe I just think too deep on a couple of things because it's like. If the gremlins and they were really fighting, what would happen? And I think the critters would just bloody the fuck out of everybody, but all the blood would create new gremlins.
And the gremlins,
if they do it quick enough, they have the numbers.
Well,
the super chat. That's very nice, Leon. Thank you, appreciate it.
But would their blood affect the other ones? So that's the question.
Well, yeah, I mean it's a question. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, and if the critters eat the gremlins and their blood, and then like what it caused,
could the
gremlins like pull Frank Castle as Ant-Man and just explode out of them?
Could the critters eat the gremlins and kill the gremlins faster than they can reproduce? Because I mean, I brought up the blood thing, but now I'm thinking about it. They did take time to gestate. So it could be a fact where critters blast out that first lot of gremlins and don't realize that they just created a bigger problem because one gremlin in the movie had 5 babies? Wow, this is a nerdy fucking conversation.
Well, here's the other conversation I saw. Somebody was arguing about like the whole Superman when he turned back time. Because they said, somebody said, he didn't make the Earth spin backwards. It's just that he was going so fast backward. So it looked like he was going. It was just there was a whole argument on that, how he went back time. And you're like, he went back time to save Lois as body, and there's even a spot where you see he goes so fast and then he has to quickly come back because the guy said, well, he probably went too far back and had to speed it back up so he get back to the time he needed to get to.
Maybe. Now, Leon is mentioning that blood is not water, but remember, the rule was don't get them wet. It wasn't don't put them in water. It's don't get them wet. So
don't get them horny.
Would work. So yeah. Hey, Eric, what do you have to say about this?
I'm not saying that this conversation is nerdy, but I've got the nanny on TV, and she's talking to Donna Douglas of Beverly Hillbillies fame playing herself, and I'm trying to read their lips.
There you go.
I think that, and now the British guy's talking to Barney Miller.
Hey, that actually sounds like a good TV show.
But that's also, I believe, my cue to.
I think it's a good cue. We've managed to make an hour and a half stream into a 3 hour.
Everyone, adieu.
Have a good one, man.
Here's something.
If you're close enough, I'll stick around for that.
I'll just ask. I'll just ask one critters question. One last question. Do you remember the name of the fast food restaurant they went into? They were eating the burgers and flipping stuff.
No,
it's the Hungry Heifer. All right,
there we go.
Hungry Heifer.
All right, kids. Once again, tomorrow is date day for me and my wife. We meet sometimes when we get back, and
I hope Gail has a good day.
We talk about Agatha probably around 10ish or so. Yes. And then on Friday, we're going to be doing more covers. I haven't decided what we're going to be doing yet. So please join us for those. And thank you very much for hanging out. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. You kids have a great night.
Well, we know.
See you all later.